estimating audience size of people watching programs for decades. The dispute has implications for the future as advertising becomes a bigger part of streaming and technology improves. John Scott reported.
China reportedly establishing dozens of overseas police stations in countries around the globe. An activist fear could be used to track and harass dissidents as part of Beijing's crackdown. Information about the outpost underscored concerns about the ruling Chinese Communist Party's influence over its citizens abroad. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. Where's the beef? A Nebraska heist revealing a multi-state crime ring.
Federal authorities say an investigation into the theft this summer of several semi-trailers loaded with frozen beef from Nebraska has led to arrests and uncovered a multi-million-dollar theft ring targeting meat packing plants in 6 Midwestern states. The discovery of the Miami-based theft ring began in June when several semi-trailers loaded with nearly $1 million in frozen beef were stolen in Nebraska. Charging documents say federal investigators used phone records and GPS tracking devices on trucks being driven by the 3 men to place them in and around meat packing plants where trailers of meat products were stolen. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
And recapping the hour's lead story, the U.S. economy grew at a 2.6% annual rate from July through September, snapping 2 straight quarters of economic decline. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Thursday.
Welcome to it. Happy Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Might get some moisture.
A little bit of moisture, yeah.
Tonight. Really not so much today, but more tonight. Like they're according to the National Weather Service, it says 50% chance tonight. I hear slight chance from our folks. So somewhere between slight and 50.
Slight and 50.
That's all right.
Fair to Midland.
Exactly. So it may or may not rain tonight.
Right.
There's your weather.
There you go. It could rain. Might not.
Could be sunny. Might not.
Sunny tonight. That's going to be weird.
Well, it's about as weird as the rain around here. So happy Thursday. Whatever the weather does, we're happy you're here.
I know it's a known thing, but it still blows my mind that there's a town in Alaska that's like on the edge of the northern border of Alaska that experiences, I think it's 17 days every summer of total darkness and 17 days every winter of complete daylight.
Yeah, I know that Alaska has
like,
those,
I know
those
it's
long
a thing,
days, and
but it just blows my mind to think about what a 24-hour day cycle of light would be like.
Well, I had a friend that was a couple actually, but they were stationed in Alaska, and they all love going to Alaska because they all get paid. Because if you're there,
oh yeah, you get fat paid.
Well, if you're there a year, you can claim residency.
And you get a stipend.
And and then as long as you prove that you're in Alaska
$8,000
every
or something
year,
a year, isn't it?
Yeah, you get a stipend from the state. So everyone loves that.
They're like, we know it sucks here.
But that is a real thing with like sleep deprivation and even like
it's got to mess with your circadian
depression
rhythm
and stuff because You know, it's the only thing I had that I've ever experienced that was kind of in that ballpark was when I was stationed in Germany for a month.
Really?
Yeah, this is back in, was it 99? Yeah, whenever we were bombing Kosovo. They sent me to Italy first, and I spent 5 months in Italy, but some of us didn't go home right away. We went to Germany for a month to go help the other squadron. And so I was one of those group. And by that time, we weren't working very hard. It was kind of, you know, there wasn't much things to bomb left, so we had a lot of downtime. And but I remember, like, it would not get dark until like 11 o'clock at night.
Really?
Yeah.
In Germany?
During during this would have been June.
That's crazy.
Yeah, June time frame. So during the summer, yeah. It was the light stays a lot lighter there than it does. It's just because I guess where they're based in the planet and the hemisphere and all that.
That's just crazy.
But yeah, it was 10, 11 o'clock at night before it get dark, and I had to be up at work at 0600. So you know, I'm trying to go to bed at like 10 o'clock, and you know, it's like it's still light out.
I always want to say this to Lee every time he says it, but I always feel like I'm out of place saying it. So I'm going to say it to you because I feel comfortable saying it to you. Every time y'all say, oh, whatever, I always feel like you're estimating. Like, 6:30.
Yeah.
Oh,
we are
600.
We're trying to remember.
Oh, it's like you guys avoid the word say. It's like, say around 6:30.
To quote the great Adrian Cronauer, what's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. That was the kind of the line.
My.
Good morning, Vietnam, for the reference there, which I feel like every radio person has probably seen that movie.
It's required viewing for this position.
It's just a good movie, but you know, starring Mr. Robin Williams.
There's a few that are kind of required viewing. I feel like it's like Good Morning Vietnam. I would say Private Parts is an optional, but I'd say probably required.
Yeah.
And definitely Airheads.
Yeah.
Broadcast is another good one to get to have seen.
Or
Broadcast News.
A little more obscure, that Pirate Radio movie.
Pirate Radio is a good one.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say required.
And depending on your age, I'm a Pump Up the Volume guy.
Pump Up the Volume is definitely up there. Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about Pump Up the Volume, actually.
That one. Now you're going to get me think about radio movies all time now. I'll have to.
Of course, there's the enigmatic classic Roswell FM.
Yes, of course. Or the Dolly Parton movie. She did right around 9 to 5. Straight Talk, or what was it? It came out like shortly after 9 to 5 did. When she blew up with 9 to 5, she had another.
Did she do a radio movie?
She had a movie where she was like a radio show host.
Huh.
I want to say it was like Straight Talk or something Talk.
I'll have to look that up because I don't recall that.
Yeah, but it came out, I want to say a few years or in that same time period that 9 to 5 came
Love
out.
me some 9 to 5, though.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
Oh, I did too. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I watched it over and over again.
Right.
And they kept messing with Dabney Coleman the whole time. Yeah, I loved it.
Real, women's liberation back in the
Actually, I loved the movie. I just thought it was like, when they had their little like fantasy scenes of what they wanted to do to the boss and all that, I laughed my head off. As a kid, that was a movie. And that's just it. I got HBO right at that time in our house that, you were into movies. So I was on, I don't even remember how old I was. It's late, preteen. I have no idea, but whatever it was. And I happen to remember at the time that was one of those movies that HBO was playing ad nauseum during that time.
Real. Really
so I've seen it 100 times when I was a kid, and kids like, oh, that movie's on again. So movies like that one and Silverado, not Harlem Nights. What was that movie called? Something Nights.
Boogie Nights?
Golden Nights. It's kind of a obscure early 80s comedy. Oh.
Golden Knights is a team, isn't it?
Well, they were like a gang, but it was like a high school. Oh, very Porky style.
Okay.
I can't remember what was Something Nights. Golden, but they played it 100 times in that same vein there. And all that stuff. So
You know, it's funny. I've been rewatching Scrubs as I'm kind of listening to this podcast, and when I first watched the show Scrubs, I'm such a I immerse myself so much in the story that I was used to kind of get bummed that the fantasies that they would show didn't actually happen to the characters in real life. It's like, oh, JD missed out on that one. But then I'm like, wait a second. I'm listening to this rewatch. It's like, oh yeah, there's a whole episode arc where he was mounted by Amy Smart in lingerie in fantasy sequences, and they had to have filmed it. So yeah, the characters got to.
It exists.
It's like yeah, I guess they have to have filmed it for the fantasy. So yeah,
there it is.
Good for you, Zach.
There it is. I'm excited because last night the new Icons on Earth Simpsons.
Oh,
the one
really?
on the anime tours was on, and
Nice.
I recorded it. So guess what I'm doing at lunch today?
There you go.
I will be watching that.
So come in and spoil it for me.
I will.
Can't wait.
Did you know? Someone I got to spew it to because no one else cares.
I look forward to those because it's like, okay, now I know which beats to watch out for.
Yeah.
To pay attention to.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We got a full slate for you. This hour, we're going to replay an interview. We had Kim Dusendorf with Big Brothers Big Sisters for Southeast New Mexico join us yesterday. They're gearing up for the back-to-school programs and things, so we're going to play that interview for you. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Tracy Fry with the Roswell Public Library will drop by, give us an update on what's happening. Last-minute reminder of their Halloween festivities.
Yes.
And, of course, what they got going on here in November. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico join us. Stephanie Seabreeze with Vitalent will join us as well. Historical Society will be hosting a blood drive next week on Tuesday. So after you eat all of your candy.
Yes. After you get your blood all nice and sugared up.
Come on down and donate a few pints of your sweet gravy. Huh? Boulevard Nights? Is that it? Oh. No, I don't think so. Okay. I think it's a K, like Knights. Oh. Yeah, not like Night. I think it's like the Knights, or the Round Table.
He's actually thinking of Night Court. It was Night Court.
Key to the Night, that's it. So we'll talk about the blood drive. Yes. We'll talk about what's going on with Vitalent and the Historical Society in the 9 o'clock hour.
Also, some spooky stories this weekend.
That's right. Well, no, that was last weekend.
That was last weekend.
It was.
Yep. I forgot. So now, blood drive next week.
We'll be the ghost of the ghost of the ghost. We'll be doing it this weekend.
You still get books over at the archive center though.
That's true.
So there's that.
This is true. Hey, I wanted to thank the students from Nancy Lopez Elementary and their teacher, Mrs. Vaz. Ms. I don't know. Ms. Vaz. I probably say Ms.
It's funny because I was of the first generation of kids that raised their hands and just called teacher Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Miss. So yeah, I was never Miss Miss Vaz or Miss. So yeah.
Yes.
She's just Miss.
Ms.
Thanks to Miss.
Miss, not MISS, MS.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The difference.
Ms. Voss, yes.
Yes, Ms. Voss.
Big thanks to her and the students. A lot of energy.
Oh, they were fun. Yeah, they had a great, it was great. And I even got a bracelet. One of the young ladies made me a nice little bracelet, which I was wearing. Still got.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so it was very cool. But yeah,
go back. Hang it from your mic, Aerosmith style.
Ooh, maybe.
Right?
I do need some draping scarves.
I was just looking at the circle. I'm like, it would fit right perfectly over the back of your mic.
It could.
I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Look at that.
Bam.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. There you go.
There you got some mic bling.
Rush had the golden mic. I got mic bling.
Yeah, there you go. The mic of peace.
Now it looks like I got sights. All right.
You got it.
I'm crushing your head.
Right down the beat. You don't even know I'm crushing your head.
Crushing your head. All right, I got to stop playing. We got to get stuff going on here. All right, it is 7:17. Here is your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Getting pretty gusty today ahead of an incoming cold front that's headed our way. Low 70s on the afternoon high, wind gusting to 35 miles an hour, but we should get some sunshine. We may get an isolated shower or two for the overnight hours, down to the mid-40s, and then quite a bit cooler on Friday. We'll be staying in the upper 50s and sunny. The weekend looks fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 77%. Winds currently out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. Expect highs right around 73 with southwest winds 5 to 10 this morning. They're going to be picking up 15 to 20 out of the west later today. Tonight we are looking at a 50% chance of rain showers, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 44 degrees. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 20 miles per hour. For you Friday, mostly sunny. Whoa. Hold on to bring a jacket tomorrow. That temp's dropping. We're going to go from 73 today till 59. We're going to maybe get near 60 tomorrow with north winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. I didn't realize we're going to have that big of a drop overnight like that till I just looked at it. Mostly clear with overnight low of 39 tomorrow night. Going to be a chilly one for football. Winds out of the northeast 5 to 10. Saturday, warming back up a little bit. Sunny skies, 68 for a high. Winds will be out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then Sunday, sunny skies, highs back near 70 degrees. And looks like when you head back to work and school, certainly Monday for Halloween, sunny 74. So weather looking pretty nice. Just got a cold one tomorrow, looks like. All right, 7:19. We're going to take a 4-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview with Kim from Big Brothers Big Sisters. Don't go away.
This is Mikey, General Manager at Roswell Nissan. Are you haunted by high payments or afraid you'll be stuck in your old car forever? This is your chance to escape. It's Halloween madness at Roswell Nissan. No tricks, just a lot of treats. Like rates as low as 2.25% for 36 months or 3.99 for 75 months. No payments for 90 days on approved credit. And if you do have creepy credit, Roswell Nissan has credit specialists on hand to help you get your deal done. Halloween madness all October long at Roswell Nissan.
This is an urgent appeal to vote in this upcoming election. The governor, with the full backing of the progressive liberals, has shut down our businesses, schools, damaged our communities, and your freedoms. Elect people to political office who will combat and resist the liberals' ruinous policies. Liberty is the key to prosperity, and we must elect people who will fight for that cause. Vote for Greg Nybert for State Representative District 59, and for Republicans who will restore our rights in our state and nation.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
American Legion Post 61 invites you to their 3rd annual Halloween Carnival walkthrough event. It's bigger and better than ever. Join us in the parking lot of First United Methodist Church, 200 North Pennsylvania in Roswell, this Saturday between 1 and 5 p.m. Enjoy spooky family fun with pumpkins, ghosts, goblins, and ghouls. And if you make it to the end, yummy candy awaits you on the other side. Cost is just a donation to Post 61, but is not required to enjoy all of the fun. Celebrate Halloween this year with American Legion Post 61 this Saturday, if you dare.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Uplift New Mexico's economy and its colleges and universities by voting for Go Bond 3. Without raising your tax rates, Bond 3 will create 2,000 new jobs in 22 cities. Bond 3 will fund upgrades and improvements and advance education in healthcare, arts, technology, and trades. This fall, invest in our future. Vote for the bond that creates jobs and economic development. Visit bond3fornm.com. Paid for by the Go Bonds for Education Committee, Dr. Stephen Gamble and Ronnie Birdsong co-chairs.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 3 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With new inventory arriving daily and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chaves County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 29th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
Hello, we are Isai and Jonathan, student leaders from Nancy Lopez Elementary School. We invite our Nancy Lopez Falcon families to Family Literacy Night on Tuesday, November 1st from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Join our teachers for fun literacy games and information about our new core knowledge language arts program.
The famous book character Lemony Snicket once stated, "All the secrets of the world are contained in books." Our Falcons build these literacy skills and knowledge each day that will help unlock these secrets. Strong readers build knowledge for a lifetime. Remember, Falcon families are invited to Nancy Lopez Elementary School's Family Literacy Night on Tuesday, November 1st from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. You will have a chance to win books and games plus pizza slices from Dion's Pizza.
Keep reading!
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico, Kim Duzendorf back with us. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. Well, I heard some good news. We were talking here in the commercial break, and good news here is for folks that aren't familiar. You know, we talk about Big Brothers Big Sisters. Well, prior to COVID, they really had multiple facets of the program. You know, the traditional big little program that most of us think about, where you meet them, you know, week a month, and you know, a couple hours a month kind of thing. And but the other big program that Southeast, you know, and this was Artesia, not just here in Roswell, was like an after-school program where they're getting the high school aged students that are in essence are becoming bigs for elementary age students, and basically they meet at the school, at the elementary school, after school a couple times a week.
It's during school.
Oh, it's during school.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it was like right after school.
Yeah,
but,
it's actually during school.
And so they get that Big Brothers Big Sisters mentor program, but it's now kind of school age kids, elementary school kids getting mentored in school by high school kids. So they kind of learn, and we all know those transitions from elementary to middle to high. Those are probably some of the most nerve-wracking times in a kid's, you know, growing up, when they, you know, we all had it when we had jump from middle school to jump. We're all nervous. We're all like, oh, their kids are bigger. The hallways are bigger. I'm going to get lost. They're going to throw me in lockers. What's going to happen? And, you know, and so now it's like, hey, you know, they got these people to talk to, these kids that, you know, let's face it, kids don't listen to adults, and, you know, like, oh, you don't understand, you know, but they'll understand a kid that just went through it. And so you can get a lot of headway here. So it's great to see that you guys are now starting to get back into schools and be able to rekindle this after school program. Yeah. So how far along are that? I mean, how many schools are we getting participating, or is it way too early for all that?
Yeah, it's way too early for all that.
Okay.
You know, it's all, you know, some of them are a little farther along than others, and it's all in the works. But we have I think 4 different programs right now that we're working on in schools. So
well, it's good to hear. So hopefully here in the you know, maybe in the first part of 2023,
they'll actually be established.
We could start having some actual weeks where the kids are coming and the actual mentorship's happening. But you know, if you have a high school student that might be it, maybe reach out to Kim here, and obviously certain schools are doing the program, others, so we may need talk about that. But if you have a student with an interest, reach out and maybe we can start the process, or see what other, if it's not directly, what other ways that you can be involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters. So it's a great program that is all about mentorship and humans hanging out with other humans and becoming friends and becoming social and in a world where we live in, everybody types in 120 characters or less, and which is very convenient. I get all that, but you miss a lot of aspects of humanity.
Yes.
When you're just working in worlds of texting and typing and not actually seeing face to face and having conversations, and as much as the importance of Big Brothers Big Sisters and that mentorship, I gotta be honest, equally as important is just having human interaction face to face and in a world that you're in the same room and doing things together, or going, not something virtually, sure, there's a time and place for everything, but you need those skill sets. You need those. How do we harmonize together as people, and how do we talk and converse without looking like we're two foreign entities that have never seen each other before? You know what I mean? And Big Brothers Big Sisters, that role also is very part of that. I think, not just the mentoringship and going through life's growing pains with this youth, but actually teaching this kid problem solving skills and communication skills and the things that you don't really learn in a classroom. But if you don't have these skills, it makes it awful hard for you to succeed in many facets of your life.
Yes.
So that's really, I think as important as all the other parts of Big Brothers Big Sisters. So. Yep. So it's good to see that the high school are not doing that and all that.
And we've kind of revamped the structure of the program. I mean, it's times change and and needs change and this and that. And so we're actually calling it the High School Leadership Program.
Okay.
And so we have we work on academics, of course, because it's school-based, but then also social emotional learning as well, and then leadership with the high school bigs. And so we, the high school bigs kind of get mentored by our staff.
Gotcha.
Right.
Because they're growing and learning like every other human, but they're still in that educational phase themselves.
Right.
So,
And then they in turn mentor the elementary kids.
And to be honest,
it's really cool.
It's the older, the high school kids, I think, get as much, if not more, out of it because they're in that age group. And I've said this before, where they're still used to everyone talking down, or not talking down per se, but they're the ones being on the receiving end of mentorship and education and things. But they're at a point now where there's, they're going to be the parents, the adults, the next thing here, and they're on that cusp now. And obviously, teenagers, we are all teenagers. We know it all. We it's just that mindset of I'm an adult. You don't need that mindset. But I think this helps them to adjust to those skills of being a leader and saying, oh, wait, I usually go to people to ask how to do this. Now people are coming to me. And it really shows them how to interact. And sure, it's cool and it feeds the ego because, these kids get treated like rock stars by these littles.
Yeah.
And so, there is some of that, but that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to make these high school kids feel good too. They're dealing with a lot of pressures and struggles, and when someone's worshiping to the ground you walk on, I ain't gonna lie, that feels a little good sometimes. And these kids get to that because they look at them as idol. Especially, I know when some of the NMMI students used to get involved in the previous version of this. Those kids show up in uniform, in the military uniforms, and those littles were like, whoa, look at these guys, look at them. And athletes, the football players and all the sports, they're used to this and they kind of have that mentorship going in there. So it really is a good lesson for your older kids as well too, to show how to interact with kids, how to talk to people that know less than you, and how to address that and deal and mentor and teach them as well. And do it in a way that's not like your teacher sitting down, all right, sit down and let's do this, that friend perspective. Because these kids are probably asking them, all the stuff that we don't think of, but they're asking them like, how do you deal with this in middle school, or how do you deal with this in high school, or how do you deal with it and it opens that line of communication.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
It's a good thing for both the bigs and the littles.
Yes.
Even though the littles or the bigs are little bigs, but they gain just as much out of this.
Exactly.
So please reach out.
Another program that we're working on is a Lunch Buddies program.
Okay.
And so that is you go up to school and have lunch with your little once a week.
Yeah.
Right. And that is open to the community. So like if anybody is interested, right, in being a lunch buddy to a kid, and that's really cool because you go and you eat lunch, and it doesn't have to be. Sometimes if the teacher has this kid needs some help with their sight words or something, right? Like they might send something to lunch with the kid on the day that they know the big is going to be there. But, you don't have, that doesn't have to be the focus, right?
You're just sitting and having a conversation for 30 minutes, basically.
Right.
Yeah, and eat lunch.
And, they can go out and have recess together, and like, I had somebody say, at 47 years old, absolutely, I want to go back and have recess. That would be super cool, right?
As long as you let me on the monkey bars.
yes, I'm going to go play tetherball with this kid. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's really up to you and your little. How you want to do and what what your little needs, and sometimes it's just we just need to hang out, and sometimes it is they need a little bit of help with their math or their whatever, but
absolutely.
you just go and have lunch with them, and
and
once
even
a week.
helping, like it could be that mentor, because depending on the age of the kid, if it's a early elementary or a little bit later, or even a middle school or a young high school kid. They're all going through not just school problems, but life problems and things. And it's stuff that you probably dealt with, and it's like, man, so-and-so does this. Why do I keep, and then you're like, oh, how you deal with folks like that? You talk to them or bring them this and do, and you give them that advice on how you navigate some of these. So it's not all about schoolwork. It's sometimes social life and, depending on the age of the kid and where they are, kind of socially in that, because I hate to tell you, but when they hit a certain age, they start thinking about dating and things like that, and you're like, uh-oh, I don't know how to answer all these questions. But use your life experiences on those things. Absolutely. And say, even, and I don't care. Yes, generationally, technology changes, and maybe what's popular and what's not popular changes, but the sentiment and the end game is exactly the same.
Yes,
and
human emotion does not change.
This does not change. And just because you don't know the latest artist or latest music that they're into, you still understand what it's like when you're trying to meet that girl or that guy and have no idea how to approach that. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of adults still don't know how to do it. But you know what I mean?
Right.
I know from my years now, I feel like. I've been married for a while, but you're like, okay, if I was going back to try to impress someone and all that, my mindset's way different than it was, 30 years ago when I was doing that kind of stuff. So,
well, and that's another part of the service though that we offer. It's kind of part of our Big Brothers Big Sisters package, is that we don't leave our bigs just to figure it out on their own. We stay in constant contact with them. We are there for, ideas and help and problem solving and, whatever, like, your little brings up a subject of conversation, like you said, maybe dating or something. And then you're just like, I'm not sure how to approach this subject, right, with this kid. Well, that's what we're here for, because we have, social workers. We have, and they can give you good advice and help you kind of navigate this
absolutely
stuff.
And please understand that every one of these matches are in concert with the family.
Yes.
When that little there, and we say it every time, the little may have two parents, one parent, foster care, each story is different, but whoever that is their primary guardian or person that's responsible, they are very much involved in that. So because we know life happens, they're going to ask questions. Things are going to, when those moments, those milestones happen, those conversations have been had. So so the parents, and so hopefully by that time it does come up, everyone's kind of, all right, well, mom wants to handle this subject, and kind of, don't be like cryptic, but kind of say, I'd be happy to talk to you, but first talk to your mom, and then we'll talk afterwards, kind of thing. Yep. But that's, so you're not on that island like you're saying, it is the Big Brother's staff along with the family members of the little, and of course you and your part. So
yes,
it all works in concert. So when those moments happen, when you're like, I don't know how to respond to that, there's help out there.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
So please be interested if you're interested in becoming a big, if you're, like you said, we've got the school program here. If you're interested in that, start reaching out for high school age. They have to be, 16?
Yes.
16, I think, is the age limit or youngest they can be to be a mentor in that program. And then, of course,
we can take 15-year-olds, but at that point, it is very much a maturity thing.
It depends on the 15-year-old.
Right. And so, kind of the standard is 16. But, there are a handful of 15-year-old mentors that we do have and, agency-wide across the state.
There's some 15-year-olds that are more mature than I am. We can say that.
So we can take them,
right.
But really kind of 16 is the benchmark there.
Sure, that's kind of your line.
Right.
But case by case on a 15-year-old as well, too. And then up to 18, obviously, on the ceiling side of it here. But if you're 18 or over, then guess what? You can come and be a part of I guess you could say the traditional Big Brother. I mean, for lack of a better term here, the program that everyone thinks of and knows of when they think of Big Brothers, Big Sisters, the actual one-on-one matches that you guys meet once a week on average and kind of do your thing. And always looking for more people to be a part of that. And please understand, there's kids always waiting, but it's not a body-to-body match thing. It's like, oh, we got 12 adults, 12 kids, boom, boom, boom. Nice and neat, let's go do lunch. It's not like that.
Right.
There's a whole matchmaking process because they want the matches to succeed. So the little that they're going to pair you with is going to be not a clone of you, because that'd be weird, but someone that you share common ground with. You maybe have some similar interests, or you maybe there's something common there, like the same foods, like the same types of movies, or you both are into something outdoors or whatever it is. There's those connections that make you together. So please understand, they're just not parent, but there's always a group of kids that are looking for that next match here.
Yes.
And so if you're interested in spending, again, it's very minimal ask of as far as your time and efforts. It really the kind of the standard or measuring stick is an hour a week or 4 hours a month on average. And again, as we say, it's not for you to plan this grand adventure every single time the big and little get together. It's just incorporating this child into your daily life, your routine. Yep. So maybe, hey, one Saturday you're going to go run errands and, maybe go see a movie afterwards. Bring your little. Go run errands with you and go see your movie. Or maybe you're going to go and plant a garden or something that weekend. Bring your little over and plant the garden with you here. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. It's not like, I got my little this weekend. We're going to go to the tramway, and then we're going to go this way, and then we're going to drive the Grand Canyon and do, none of that stuff. I mean, sure, there might be, if you do have a big adventure, a big thing, you may be able to incorporate your little into that. Obviously there's a lot of logistics you got to work out there, but sure, that's a possibility. But don't feel obligated to have to plan this grand. All right, we're going to go rock climbing, and then we're going to go mountain biking. It's like, oh, hold on, let's just go to lunch. Let's go to the park for a few minutes.
Absolutely. So. Well, and speaking of lunch, I really want to plug my Lunch Buddies program, honestly. Because it's with East Grand Plains.
Okay, that's our first school.
That's for the Lunch Buddies program.
Yeah,
and we are partnering with Leprino to have volunteers to go do Lunch Buddies.
Okay,
right. But I mean, anybody really can come and the principal, Miss Busby, is just super excited and super on board. They're actually working on trying to raise funds so that they can provide lunch for the Bigs.
Oh,
so
nice.
the Bigs don't even have to worry about, bringing money to pay for their lunches or whatever. Like they want to provide it just to encourage.
Just to say, hey, thank you for doing this.
Right,
At least let us buy you lunch.
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
that's awesome.
and so, and a lot of us work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, right? But you have an hour lunch.
Mm-hmm.
One day a week you can take your lunch, because I think the lunch at school is about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So that gives you 20 minutes, of drive time.
Yeah.
Even go take your 1 hour a week.
Yeah.
And take your lunch with your little. That's absolutely doable, and then it doesn't really take away from any of your after work or weekend time, and you're still absolutely helping out a kid, and and men. If you're out there and you think that you would love to go play tetherball, right, and have recess with a kid once a week.
Yeah.
Miss Busby was saying they have like no men at the elementary school, and
so they could use a few male role
really
models
could use
out
some
there.
some male role models.
Good.
And of course women too, obviously, but
sure.
Anybody
use anybody, but we are. It is the balance is more female than male volunteers at this moment.
Right, so. And so please call my office.
Yeah.
If you are interested at all.
Excellent.
And we can get you hooked up with a lunch buddy.
Well, and I'm guessing at some point we want to make this available to other schools.
Absolutely.
As well too.
Yes.
So imagine if there's principals and students and people that are listening right now from some of our other elementary schools in our community here, reach out to Kim and say, hey, I heard what you're doing over at East Grand Plains. We'd like to do it at Berendo, or we'd like to do it at whatever, Nancy Lopez and search school here. So,
absolutely, yes, because we do have we've already got the things in place with the district, to approve for us to have our programs in the schools. So we're covered there. So if anybody wants to reach out, absolutely. We're here and we're all about it.
but now that we're coming out of the COVID world, it's all back on. So schools are letting you back in, and you love to come back in, and we love, and the lunch buddy, like you said, it's a great easy way to get a little mentorship in, and like you said, it's great for the adults too, because now they get out of their busy work day and. Like you eat lunch and then go hang out on the swing set for them for a little bit or whatever you're into and go maybe take your jacket off, throw it in the car so you got the you're not in your full suit or dress or whatever, and bring some sneakers and have some fun.
It's a really cool
absolutely. So please reach out. To learn more about Big Brothers Big Sisters, I invite you to go to the website, which will teach you, about all the different programs we're talking about here, but give you examples of some of the matches in the community, and you kind of see some of the fruits of the labor of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yes.
But, of course, if you just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters, you're going to find all kinds of stuff on the internet. If you want to kind of relegate it to here in our neck of the woods, you're going to want to go directly to www.bbssenm.org. It's the initials for Big Brothers Big Sisters, Southeast New Mexico. .org.
Yes.
And if you don't remember any of that, just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters, but add Roswell or Chavez County or Southeast New Mexico or any of those locators, and it'll probably be the first thing that pops up on your Google or whatever, Firefox, whatever engine used to go dig for that kind of stuff.
And we have actually if you are interested in volunteering, on the website, there's a button at the top that says volunteer now.
Okay.
And it will take you right to a form that you fill out, real quick, simple form of who are you, what's your name?
Kind of the introductory
contact information. And what program are you interested in? And then that comes directly to me.
Okay.
And then we'll reach out and start the actual enrollment process. So,
very cool.
That makes it easy for you too.
Absolutely. So please, if you're interested, and please reach out here, or on the other side of the conversation, if you know a little that could really benefit from the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, it's anybody in a child's life can recommend.
Yes.
Could be a teacher, could be a parent, could be a guidance counselor, could be a coach or a pastor. Obviously, the guardian or parent is going to be the one that gives the final green light on this.
Yes.
But as far as if you're a pastor or coach, maybe talk to the parent or guardian first before you make the recommendation. But unless you are the parent or guardian, but anybody can recommend. Say, hey, I got a kid in my soccer team that really could use probably the benefits of Big Brothers Big Sisters, something like that. And that's anybody can do that. But so please reach out that way as well. But if you're interested in becoming making that choice, and I will tell you this, it's not. Yeah, it's that big little relationship, but families do it together. You've got couples that serve as they each have their own little, or maybe they partner together as a one big.
Yeah, we do. We have husband and wife teams that just mentor one. Little.
And that's great too, because now you got backup.
yeah, exactly.
And like I said earlier, again, it's not you planning these grandiose adventures. It really is just incorporating this child into your day-to-day life, and letting some of your wisdom and knowledge and mentorship just kind of rub up on this child, and just kind of absorb it through either osmosis or directly through conversations. But kids are sponges, and they're gonna and I don't care how old the kid is, or if a kid sees you and they kind of admire and respect what you do, they will emulate you. They and I don't care, even if they're teenagers, they'll be less subtle about it, but you'll notice they'll pick up some of your either actions or turn of phrases or something. They do it. And so utilize that to your advantage if you get that, and you say, I always eat my sandwiches. Well, they do it that way too, but that can translate. And I also always make sure I do this before I do this. And, that kids, they're sponges. They absorb off on all, even the cool ones that don't pretend they don't.
Yes. Yeah. But so let me give my office number.
Yes, give that phone number and all that.
It is 627-2227.
Okay. It's also the BBBS if you have trouble.
627-BBBS.
Yes.
And so, yes, we, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, we are in the office.
Yeah.
And just give a call. And
it's in something executive building?
In the Executive West building,
on West 2nd.
On West 2nd, correct.
Definitely can. If you're heading towards Ruidoso, it'll be on your right.
Right. We are right, on the right before all the dealerships.
Yes. Yeah. If you hit a dealership, you went too far. Turn around and head back the other way here.
Yeah.
But please, come by, reach out, or call, go online. Don't forget, you can also follow Big Brothers Big Sisters for Southeast New Mexico on Facebook.
Yes.
Just type in Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast New Mexico, and it'll pop right up there.
Yes.
And then you can like and follow, and then you can hear about local events and things, but also see and meet some of our bigs and some of the success stories that we have here in Southeast New Mexico.
Yes.
You get to engage in part of all that too.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, come check it out.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I guarantee you're going to probably just enjoy. The bigs are going to. I'm sure you get every adult at some point that they do it for a while, and then they get to that point I don't know what I would have done if I did. You know what I mean? I didn't do this, and I've gained so much from it, or my perspective on things has changed over time here just because of my interactions with this big, and so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've heard some version of I got into this thinking I was going to change a kid's life, and it changed my life instead.
Yeah.
We've gotten a version of that from so many of our bigs.
Absolutely. So, and I'm guaranteed, if folks that are kind of thinking or on it, they're like, well, maybe this will happen to you too, and I guess it will. So, it's very cool, and it's kind of hard to put a finger on it till you've been there and kind of experience it. But trust me, if you sign up for Big Brothers and Big Sisters because you want to make a difference in a kid's life, and then what's going to happen is you make a difference in each other's life.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
That kid is going to rub off on you, and you're going to have perspectives and new insight on some things, and vice versa. That kid's going to benefit from all of your wisdom and your camaraderie and your support.
Yes.
That's really what it is being a support system for that kid. Another avenue to support that child. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And this is part of the village part of It Takes a Village. That's what this part is.
Yeah.
So please reach out. So is there anything we missed?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to tiptoe on your way out of here. All of our guests for next hour are here. So, so it's about to get crazy in here in our studio. So, hey, give some cards. Maybe you can turn some of those into to future bigs. And
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim. Again, don't forget the website, www.bbbsenm.org. Or give out the phone number one more time.
627-2227.
Very good. And 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, call that number. Leave a voicemail if, because Kim's like here instead of at the office right now. So no one's going to answer. So, but, things like that.
Yeah.
So, very good. All right. It is 8:49. Let's pause for news.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Sorello. We begin with a traffic alert for Artesia residents. There are a couple of road closures coming up. First, construction north of 13th and Ritchie will close the southbound lane for pump station repairs. Another project involves Pecos Avenue and Commerce Road, which will go down to one lane on Pecos Avenue in order to fix large potholes. And a third project involves Phase 2 of the 20th Street Reconstruction Project. Extending from south of Via Drive to West Mann Avenue, 20th Street will close to all traffic. Critics of the waste isolation pilot plant project near Carlsbad continue to warn of impending danger to residents of southeast New Mexico. Monday, a public forum was held by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Nuclear Waste Partnership, which manages the WIPP site. Residents said they were very concerned about a new plan to begin disposing of surplus plutonium near Carlsbad, with the shipments going through southeast New Mexico multiple times before they finally enter storage. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Got some volleyball action tonight. Goddard at Portales starts at 7. Goddard's still trying to stay unbeaten in district. And Roswell at home against Carlsbad. That starts at 6:30 tonight. Let's catch you up on some NMMI JC athletics. The Broncos football team is now 7-1 after coming from behind to beat Northeastern Oklahoma A&M this past Saturday. 27-24 was the final. This Saturday, the Broncos will be at Trinity Valley Community College outside Dallas. That's in Athens, Texas. And the NMMI volleyball team played last night, defeated Midland College 3-0. Their last regular season game is at Frank Phillips College in Borger this Saturday at 2. The Broncos are 22-8. And 10-3 in conference play. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
When you choose your doctor, do you make that decision based on political affiliation? Of course not. You base your decision on competence, knowledge, and experience. Same for a district judge. Do your homework. Check qualifications. There's only one clear choice. That's why Republicans and Democrats are pulling together to elect Judge Eileen Reardon, 5th District Judge, Division I, Chavez, Lee, and Eddy County. Experience, fair, vote Judge Eileen Reardon. Paid for by the committee to elect Judge Eileen Reardon, Steve McCutcheon, Treasurer.
I'm Judge Reardon, and I approve this message.
In Matthew 19, Jesus says, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." At Country Club Road, we love kids. From the youngest to the oldest, we try to teach them about the love of Jesus and his saving grace that he offers each of them. The children are the future of our world and of our church. We want them to understand and appreciate what the love of Christ calls us to do. We want to set the example of how to share the love and grace of Christ to those around them through giving back. One way we do that is to give the children of Roswell a safe place to trick or treat. On Sunday, October 30th from 4 to 6 p.m., we will be hosting our normal trunk or treat in the church parking lot. We invite you to bring your kids and enjoy a time of fun and fellowship with us. Come meet our people and see what we're all about. We look forward to seeing your family there.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Mark Ronchetti talks and talks a lot.
Problem is, he lies and lies a lot, too. The ads about the governor letting killer Chris Beltran out early are flat out untrue. KOB-TV fact-checked Department of Corrections documents, and they called the ads, quote, inaccurate. They found that Corrections released Beltran after he completed his sentence because, quote, he served his time. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham had nothing to do with it. The truth is, Mark Ronchetti is exploiting a tragedy to get himself elected, not to protect us. He would roll back Michelle Lujan Grisham's heavy investment in beefing up our state police and local law enforcement. An independent study by a former state finance department secretary shows that the proposals on Ronchetti's own website would cut public safety, education, and health care by billions of dollars. Mark Ronchetti should never be governor. He'll make us less safe.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating now has financing available through One Main Financial. Let Fergie's keep your house warm all winter long. Call 622-2260 today. And when you get a new HVAC unit from Fergie's, you get a $50 Cattle Baron gift card on them. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating, 622-2260.
Come check out a favorite fall family attraction in Artesia. Heirloom Acres Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch is now open weekends in October. Get lost in the 8-acre corn maze. Pick a pumpkin straight from the patch. Take a ride on the kiddie zip line. Indulge in one of many tasty eats from the concessions. And enjoy roasting s'mores around one of our campfires. Come out weekends in October to Heirloom Acres, located 1 mile east of Artesia on Highway 82. Heirloom Acres, where you're sure to find joy this fall. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Don't forget, next hour we're going to have the folks from Friends of Bitter Lake and the folks from the Roswell Public Library join us.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Moderate economic growth July through September.
The real gross domestic product, or GDP, increased by 2.6% in the third quarter, according to the advanced estimate released by the Bureau of Economic Analysis in the Commerce Department. In the second quarter, real GDP decreased by 0.6%. The GDP estimate is based on source data that is incomplete or subject to further revision by the source agency. The second estimate for the third quarter, based on more complete data, will be released on November 30th. Growth of that magnitude should reassure investors that the country has yet to plunge into recession amid a tightening of financial conditions by the Federal Reserve. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
With just 25 days of supply left, a diesel fuel shortage is intensifying. Oilprice.com reporting U.S. stockpiles of diesel have fallen to the lowest level since 2008. The Saudis warning President Biden of the perils of draining America's strategic petroleum reserve in hopes of bringing down gas prices. The SPR is supposed to be there in the event of war or other dire national emergency, but President Biden has repeatedly tapped the reserve, and now we're down to just 17 days' worth of supply on hand. Leading voice in the GOP sees that big red wave building momentum as Election Day approaches.
Senator Tom Cotton predicts there could be some big surprises on Election night.
What's shaping up to be a very compelling year for Republicans.
Even, he says, in some unlikely races because voters across the country are troubled by what he calls the radical agenda of President Biden and the Democrats.
13% inflation, rising crime, a wide open border, American in retreat around the world, and they are ready for a check and balance.
Cotton tells the Salem Radio Network that's true even in traditionally blue states like Colorado, Washington, and Connecticut. Bob Agnew reporting.
Stocks are mixed at the moment. Right now, the Dow is up about 301 points, while the NASDAQ is down 127. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon two factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
A pat on the back for Ukraine's utility workers, keeping the lights on amid a Russian onslaught.
President Volodymyr Zelensky has publicly thanked the country's power workers for maintaining the electricity supply as Russia continues to target energy infrastructure ahead of the winter. Authorities have ordered rolling blackouts in many parts of the country and urged households to limit consumption as the infrastructure is targeted by drones. In a likely Ukrainian response to the attack on Ukrainian infrastructure, the head of the port city of Sebastopol in the Russian-annexed region of Crimea said a power plant just outside the city had suffered minor damage in a drone attack. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Chinese tech giant Huawei's revenue rose in the latest quarter, with network infrastructure sales helping to offset damage to its smartphone business under U.S. sanctions. Townhall.com. Elon Musk's satellite internet service is hitting the road.
In May, Starlink for RVs was launched, but the service only allowed customers to get internet while parked. Starting in December, the internet service will work in moving vehicles. The monthly charge is still $135 a month, but the $599 satellite dish will need to be replaced with one that costs $2,500. Starlink Maritime cost $5,000 a month. It targets yachts, cruise ships, and container ships. Starlink Aviation costs $12,500 to $25,000 a month, targeting commercial flights. Tasha Stevens reporting.
We could be headed for a railroad strike. A second union has rejected a deal with the major U.S. freight railroads, reflecting workers' increasing frustration with the lack of paid sick time. The vote by the Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen adds to concerns about the possibility of a walkout next month. It could cripple the economy. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Yeah! Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
They call it the deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here at 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Do you have props over there? What were you doing?
Oh, I was just flipping through your Bob Ross calendar.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Robert Ross himself.
Yes.
I haven't gone through there in a while.
I know, it's been a minute, so I was looking for a good quote.
Pick a good Bob Ross quote for us.
That's what I was trying to find. You know, people who paint have an artist license that says you can do anything on this canvas that you want to do. If you want to talk to the bushes, that's all right. And if you want to give them names, that's okay.
That's a good one.
Robert Ross.
Nice.
Dictated but not read.
We got to pay that lady 5 cents.
Yeah, we just
did that. Because we quoted Bob Ross, and we're a nickel now.
Yeah.
So, well, happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
Hope everybody's having a delightful day. Enjoy your 70s today. It will not be that tomorrow.
I was going to enjoy my late 30s.
You should do that too.
But I'll enjoy the 70s outside.
I enjoy my 70s every day.
Whether I need to or not.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, so I'll be enjoying it as I'm strutting down the street. Enjoying the 70s.
He's staying alive.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
No. If you're enjoying the temperature of the 70s, you will not get to experience that tomorrow. We might get to 60. The highs, they're saying, is 59.
Are you saying it's going to be a dark and dreary weekend?
No, it's not. That's just one day.
Oh, okay.
One day. Yeah, it's just Friday. And then like Saturday, we're supposed to be like 68 and then
Nice.
back like 70 on Sunday. So,
I'll take it.
no, it's just like one day. We got like a 50% chance of rain tonight. They're going to get some wind this afternoon. And then it's going to be windy tomorrow and cold. And then, but I think the sun will be there. It's just going to be windy.
Misty tonight, windy tomorrow.
There you go. I'll do the real weather here in a minute, but
Yeah.
it's something like that. It's pretty much how it goes. We got a busy hour for you. Don Weld with Friends of Bitter Lake is going to join us here in just a few minutes. Give us an update on that, and hopefully it's cool for Cocos and coffee, not cold. Or Cocos and Cranes, not coffee. What am I thinking? Because you want to enjoy the cranes and you want to enjoy your cocoa, but it's got to be kind of cool to enjoy the cocoa.
Cuddling weather, but not freezing weather.
Yeah, light blanket, but not parka. There you go. So
Cuddling weather, not let's undress for warmth and put each other's body heat against each other for warmth.
Yeah. So, but now that
got weird. Sorry.
Now that he's like, I need more friends. Now that the Dragonfly Festival is come and gone, we are now turning our attention to cranes and cocoa.
Yes.
So we'll be talking about that and other things happening at Bitter Lake with Don Weld. Later on this hour, we'll have Tracy Fry with the Roswell Public Library drop by, give us an update on all of the things happening at the Roswell Public Library. They're getting ready for Halloween, and Thanksgiving's right around the corner, so they got a lot of things on the calendar there. So
busy weekend.
See, oh yeah, and plus we got this weekend trunk or treats and fall festivals and all that kind of stuff beginning really. Saturday, I think, is where you're starting to see a lot of when they'll start. Too. Yeah, Friday, few on Friday as well. But pretty much from Friday through Monday, it's going to be game on for fall festivals and that kind of stuff.
If you are want for candy next week, then that's your own fault.
Yeah. Right?
I mean,
although
there's going to be plenty of sources for it.
We all do it. I don't care who you are. We all go back like the day after Halloween.
November 1st.
And start going through that aisle and be like,
it's half-price candy day.
Those Reese's pumpkins, they still got the rest over those.
That's the holiday
They taste
for
way
dads.
better than the Christmas trees.
It's like, sure, we can go through and steal the kids' candy, but, doesn't it make more sense to just get our own and then also steal theirs?
Yeah.
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 We go through theirs to figure out our favorites, and then we go to the store and buy it.
Yeah. I want the Cadbury people to make the egg a multi-holiday candy.
It is.
The Cadbury egg?
They have a Halloween egg. You've never seen it?
Apparently not.
It's got green cream.
Ew. Does it taste like a regular Cadbury egg?
Yeah, it tastes just like it's sugar inside of sugar. Of course, it tastes like a regular Cadbury egg. But they just color the cream green for Halloween.
Okay.
That's a lot of eans.
Well, and all due respect to the Cadbury people. They got to stay in with the kids and stay up to date and everything. So they came out with like these series of Cadbury egg flavors and things, chocolate even and caramel and what have you. And as much as I love chocolate, the best Cadbury egg is the original.
Oh, of course.
Is the original. The chocolate egg isn't as good.
The chocolate one, the caramel ones,
the caramel isn't as good. The mini versions aren't as good.
I would say
because it messes with the chocolate to cream ratio.
I would say, how long has it been since you had a Cadbury cream egg?
Easter.
This last Easter,
Yeah.
the formula's changed, man. It's not the same. When I was a kid, there was something markedly different about the Cadbury cream egg.
Yeah.
Versus now, it's just not the same.
Yeah, they're kind of goopless. So, it is 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather while I lovingly remember the good Cadbury egg.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Getting pretty gusty today ahead of an incoming cold front that's headed our way. Low 70s on the afternoon high, wind gusting to 35 miles an hour, but we should get some sunshine. We may get an isolated shower or two for the overnight hours, down to the mid-40s, and then quite a bit cooler on Friday. We'll be staying in the upper 50s and sunny. The weekend looks fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 77%. Winds at the moment out of the south, 9 miles per hour. Today, other than the wind this afternoon, not too bad. Mostly sunny, 73 for a high today. Winds will be out of the southwest, 5 to 10 this morning, but picking up 15 to 20 this afternoon. Tonight, we are looking at a 50% chance of showers, mainly before midnight, mostly cloudy. Overnight low 44 degrees. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 20 miles per hour. For you Friday, that wind and alleged moisture will bring in cooler temperatures for later. But it will be windy tomorrow. Mostly sunny, 59 for a high tomorrow. And winds will be out of the north, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, if you're going out to watch some football, big matchup at the Wool Bowl. Goddard and Roswell squaring off. Biggest game in town of the year, for some would say. But that game will be tomorrow night at the Wool Bowl. Might want to pack a coat for that one. They're talking mostly clear skies, overnight low of 39. So it won't be 39 at kickoff, but about 10 o'clock you're going to be wishing you had a thicker coat when you're trying to get out of the stadium there. Winds will be out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for your weekend, sunny and a little warmer, 68 for a high on Saturday with northwest winds 5 to 10. And then sunny skies, highs back near 70 on Sunday. All right, it is 8:14. We're going to take a 4-minute break to pay for all these. Actually, there's not that many political ads in this one. So, call it a blessing. But the other ones will make up for it. Don't worry. We'll be back on the other side of this.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection saves lives. Take care of yourself by staying up to date on your mammograms at Artesia General Hospital. Their 3D mammography brings you the most accurate technology with your comfort and convenience in mind. Appointments average just 15 minutes. If you're a woman over age 40, you don't need a doctor's referral to schedule a mammogram. Remember, early detection saves lives. Request your appointment today at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
If your family's like mine, they're ready for some fun. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. A trip to Glenn's is like a trip to Disneyland. A new buttery soft power reclining sofa and love seat turns your living room into familyland. Cozy new bedroom furniture turns the bedrooms into dreamland. A handsome new dining table transforms your old food court into a 4-star restaurant. And it's all in stock, on sale, and ready for free delivery. So treat your family with a trip to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda.
DeBosa Developmental Services wants you to be a part of their team. Roswell area applicants are needed for direct support professionals. No experience is necessary with on-the-job training. Get paid while you learn. A variety of shifts are available. Must be 18 with a valid driver's license and a high school diploma or GED. To learn more about a career with DeBosa Developmental Services, call 575-624-1025 or visit online at trytobosa.org. DeBosa Developmental Services is an equal opportunity employer. Time for a few tricks and a whole lot of treats. Straight Shot Wireless invites you and your family to the Trunk or Treat Friday, October 28th, 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the National Guard Armory with spooktacular fun for the whole family. Get your costume on and get ready for fun with games, a maze for the kids, and of course, lots and lots of candy. Presented by Straight Shot Wireless, proud supporters of this year's Veterans Day Parade, beginning 9:45 a.m. Saturday, November 12th. Bring your family for a great time at the Trunk or Treat, Friday, October 28th, 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the National Guard Armory. Prepare for the scare. The City of Roswell presents Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo, with spooktastic fun for the whole family, including carnival games, a bouncing castle, carousel, and of course, trick-or-treating with lots of candy. Wear your Halloween costumes and prepare for the affair of the spooky season. Admission is only $5, kids 23 and under are free. Get tickets and more info at roswell-connect.com. Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo in Roswell. See you there.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Hello, we are Isai and Jonathan, student leaders from Nancy Lopez Elementary School. We invite our Nancy Lopez Falcon families to Family Literacy Night on Tuesday, November 1st from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Join our teachers for fun literacy games and information about our new core knowledge language arts program.
The famous book character Lemony Snicket once stated, "All the secrets of the world are contained in books." Our Falcons build these literacy skills and knowledge each day that will help unlock these secrets. Strong readers build knowledge for a lifetime. Remember, Falcon families are invited to Nancy Lopez Elementary School's Family Literacy Night on Tuesday, November 1st from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. You will have a chance to win books and games plus pizza slices from Dion's Pizza. Keep reading!
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he's from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, Don Weld, back with us. Wearing that hat today, not Alzheimer's hat, although... Real quick, you guys recently had your Alzheimer's walk just a week or so ago.
Yeah, that was last Saturday.
Good turnout, good amount of money raised, and everything.
I think there was an article in the paper about it. Excellent turnout, and I want to thank the public for supporting us for that. That was like really nice.
One of these years, at one of these walks, they're going to say, "We got it." You know, we found the cure. We found the treatment to help. People, reverse.
We're looking for that white flower.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah,
like they're making great strides, and I think I'm thinking a few more years of research and money development, and money and all that being poured into the research will bear some good fruit here.
We will do that. So. Yes, we're looking there.
But let's turn our attention to Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Of course, speaking of other busy events, they just had Dragonfly Festival a few weeks ago. At first. Regular Dragonfly Festival in a couple of years, and sounds like everything I heard and saw. Another great event. Lots of people came out. Everybody had a good time, and
we had a great time. and it's a full. I mean, it was full. We went right up to our capacity. We didn't know that it was going to do that much.
Yeah,
but we're glad to have it.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next year too.
Good deal. So people, and to be honest, you don't have to wait till next Dragonfly Festival to come out to Bitter Lake Wildlife.
Every day we're open.
Exactly.
The nature store is now open Monday through Saturday.
Okay, 6 days a week now.
6 days a week, 9 to 4. We what happens is that we have volunteers who come in. We call them RVers.
Okay,
and they come in and spend the time right on site.
Okay,
they live on
so they're almost
site.
like a groundskeeper for a little bit there. Not in terms of doing like yard work, but as far as running the store and making sure everything's secure around the store and around the entrance area and where people kind of hang out there before they go off to the trails.
And they do go out on the trails sometimes just to make sure, pick up the trash and whatnot.
Sure.
Unfortunately, there's still people who.
Some people,
don't let their, shouldn't
bring their bottles of water with them and leave them there.
That's right. When I used to travel or do a lot of hiking and camping, you always had that little saying, carry in, carry out.
Yep.
It
was always, when I was in the Scouts.
Yep.
The rule of thumb was always leave a place nicer than you found it.
There you go.
And that was it.
So
whenever we camped or whatever, you left it better than the condition it was when you got there.
Yep.
So, Yeah, so there is that mindset. But so please use that same mindset when you do walk the trails. We love and encourage you to come out and see all the beautiful trails and wildlife and everything that's there. But remember, that's their house, not yours.
Right.
So please treat their house with respect.
Now, the Oxbow Trail, the trail that's furthest south of the main refuge, that trail was a 3-mile walk, a big loop.
Okay.
It is still in disrepair from the floods that we had earlier.
So not safe for...
It's going to take a while before they can build that trail back up to where it's safe to walk on. So keep that in mind. The rest of the trails are open. We have a bird blind that's open now.
Yeah, they that was something they worked on heavily during COVID.
We did, and we got it all open. It's ADA compliant.
Nice.
You can actually get wheelchairs all the way up to the bird blind.
So
it
folks,
makes a nice view in both directions.
So folks with limited abilities like that, please don't let that be your obstacle from coming out to Vader Lake. We can accommodate.
In fact, Commander Lee from Post 61 actually took that ride.
He is the was he the tester of the?
Yes. So we got that in there, and that's looking good. The cranes are there. I'm sure that people have been hearing
they're
them
in town
and seeing them.
Yeah,
they're flying around. So we got cranes out here. We got the geese. The Canada geese are also in landing and coming in. This is when they're starting to get our biggest.
So this is kind of the heavy. Now we're getting into the heavy visitation, or
right.
In essence, the cranes are migrating for the winter here.
Correct.
And as we joke about every time, which is it's a joke, but it really is Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is in essence a pilot flying J for these
folks. You got it.
And they come in and get watered and fed and rest up as they continue on their journey.
Most
to
of
warmer
them go
climates.
on down as far south as the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
But there are now the geese like to stay here. We get geese here more than we do the cranes.
Okay.
But the cranes, for the most part, we'll see a peak. We've seen as many as 25,000 at one time.
Wow.
But that's, and then they move on. We do get a core group that stays here for the winter, but for the most part, they move on.
They must come from like farther north and thinking, no, it's warm enough here.
Yeah, that could be. They're up in Siberia.
Yeah.
So, in fact, one year we had these are lesser cranes. They had a larger, what's the name of that crane? Oh. Steve would tell me right away, but it's a different variety of the same thing, and it must have been a storm or something. He got blown off course, wound up with the cranes that come down here, the sandhills, and just stayed with them for the winter.
Okay.
And he was a much bigger, you could spot him like that because he was much bigger, and went back
and I'm guessing
in the spring, and
the flock lets them hang out and invites them in, and they're good with it.
No problem. It was
you ever
neat.
wonder though if they get back with his own tribe there or whatever?
Well, when they left in the spring, he went back.
I guess
up.
Go back to the same place.
Yeah,
and
he
like,
went back up to where he was
you
wanted
been?
to be.
I lost you. I took a left at Albuquerque, like your Bugs
there
Bunny.
You go. You got it. But he made it back. I guess we never saw him again. So
he was just a one-time deal, one-time visit. Man. So
like me, like the world travel.
Yeah, exactly. But folks, coming up here is an event. Now, like we said, come out any day to kind of look at the cranes right now while they're parked here and visiting. But it's this Saturday, right? Or is it next Saturday?
No, the cranes in Cocoa.
Yeah.
Is actually the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so it's still in a month away. I was thinking it was coming up here.
Yeah, no, we got
I was
another
thinking
month.
It was right around the corner.
Yeah,
for some reason.
It'll be the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so we're about a month away.
And come out about 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Have a cup of cocoa with us and a couple of cookies. And, I won't be there, but we'll have a cup of cocoa. There'll be a little talk. As I understand it, Jim Montgomery will come down and do his crane talk.
Okay.
He likes to do that, and he's very well versed on the cranes. So he'll do this little talk, and then just before sunset, we'll do a little caravan and drive out around. Everybody drive out there, and we'll watch the cranes come in. What the cranes do is during the day, they leave the refuge, go around to the fields, and eat bugs and things like that, and insects and things that are damaging the crops.
Sure.
They're out there taking care of the crops.
So they're an asset to our community.
They very definitely
They
are.
earn their keep while they're staying
They
here.
do. Yeah, they do. And they get rid of most of that bugs and stuff for us. And
we all know when it gets buggy around here, they'll be very thankful for these cranes to fatten up their bellies.
Yeah. And then they'll come back to the refuge in the evening and spend the night.
Nice.
So
good deal.
And that's what we look for.
So please come out. That mark it on your calendars. That Saturday after Thanksgiving. Of course, you're going to be spending time with family that Thursday. Probably up at O'Dark 30 shopping on Friday.
There you go.
And so Saturday, you're probably maybe had your fill of people. So come and spend time with cranes.
That will be the 26th.
Okay, and of course,
November.
I'd say it's quiet and everything, and which is true, but they are cranes. They tend to squawk and hawk and make noises, but certainly it's going to be much more peaceful than the city hustling, bustling, and shopping and crowded stores and all that stuff. So
they squawk like that to communicate with each other. It's like, okay, let's go over here now.
Okay.
No, let's go down there. Now, everybody get together. A lot of this that they do here, they have new young that they just fledged out in Canada or in Siberia or wherever up north. They fly down here. This is their first trip, and the parents all are training them how to fly in a group.
Gotcha.
Because that group flying, the way they fly only puts pressure on the front guy.
Got you.
And then he'll move off, and another one will take over for a while. So it only
think of it like NASCAR drafting in cars. And,
there you go.
They're using the Gulfstream to their advantage, and so they're you look at an airplane and how an airplane's designed that way to fly. In essence, the cranes and everything are doing a formation to protect the flock.
That's right, and keep them
so that the winds
nobody wears out that much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
It is,
and so to see the kind of the evolution of the young learning because I'm guessing next season they're the ones that are going to be the lead ducks.
That's right.
Lead cranes here.
Yeah.
So absolutely,
they have to work their way up the hierarchy, and in a couple of years they've got parents. They'll be the parents and guiding their kids.
You know how we'll teach the kids about all this? We'll make a Disney Pixar movie about it.
There you go.
If we do that, then everyone's going to be an expert on cranes.
There you go. and the geese do pretty much the same thing.
Sure. I'm guessing that's probably common across all the migratory birds.
It is.
They kind of all, maybe they have different formations and things, but the concept of what they're doing is the same,
Yeah.
Because, all birds aren't created equal. Some birds are more proficient at this than other birds that, so the bigger, larger birds can probably handle turbulence and the things that when they get up at certain altitudes and things, where a smaller bird probably gets, knocked around a little bit when that happens. So just stuff like that, But anyway, so mark November 26th. What time is everything getting underway for?
About 2 o'clock.
About 2 p.m. Officially, I think everything will kind of start at 3-ish, but get there about 2 to get your cocoa and get settled in and all that good stuff.
Look around the nature store.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful panoramic view from the nature store, too. So.
And I would love to encourage you to shop that store. That store supports Bitter Lake. That's what it is. It's run by the Friends of Bitter Lake. All the money that's raised from it goes back to programs and conservation projects and everything that's part of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. That store supports that. So please come in there. They got great gift ideas. Sure, if you want T-shirts and things, but if you're looking for books, educational materials and things like that, or just gee whiz information stuff, that store's got a lot of stuff that'll
T-shirts.
Yeah, but like I said, you want hats and T-shirts and the
I got my T-shirt.
Show your support. Please purchase. But all that goes back to preserving that refuge.
That's exactly what it's for. That is the support for things like Dragonfly Festival, Cranes and Cocoa.
Yeah.
See, we don't charge for any of this.
Yeah, it's all
free. So, but we have to pay for it somehow, and that's where the nature store, donations, things of that nature. And then next year we're going to be doing the butterfly trail in the spring. We got to go out and clean it up, put down some plants for the butterflies.
Nice.
And
And that's what you're supporting by
that's it. Yep,
by
you're
buying
helping out.
T-shirts and books and puzzles and things like that, and all kinds.
And we'll let
toys
you
and
know
stuff.
next spring when we need help.
Okay.
Doing the cleanup and the butterfly trail. And
Could
getting
always
that
use
going.
a few more good, strong backs out there to work. So.
Yeah, we got a lot of
And,
junk to move out. And
don't forget, with holidays around the corner, you'll probably find some pretty cool gift ideas out there,
Yep,
too.
you
Toys
got it.
for kids and things like that, to mementos, keepsakes for maybe out of town. If
Yep.
you're looking for some New Mexico type things for out of town friends and family, you'll find great gifts there.
for the ladies, they have great earrings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fellas?
Well, some of the fellas might want clothes.
Well, I was
too.
going to say fellas for gifts to buy them,
Oh.
keep you out of trouble. Or,
Well,
or
the-
buy a pair and keep it handy for when next time you're in the doghouse. And then
There
you
you
can
go.
pull them out.
There you go. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good deal. Yeah.
If anybody has any questions about anything we're talking about here, if you go online to friendsofbitterlake.org, that website, you can do a lot of research on your own and learn things about Friends of Bitter Lake, some of their upcoming events and things like that. Is there, if someone had to call the store or anything is there a number they can call? I know, like you said, like they're 9 to 4 Monday through Saturday now here, but if someone
is you want to go to 575-244-6256.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then of course, look for the Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge on Facebook as well, and you can
Yep.
always shoot questions.
There you go.
And Steve or Don or someone will get those answered for you.
Yeah.
So, good deal. Well, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I'll see
Thank you.
I think I'll see you here pretty soon. If I don't see you
few
Saturday.
hours tonight.
Oh yeah, tonight too. So.
Well,
I
I don't know if you're going to be there tonight.
Oh yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's, what is today? I was thinking maybe next. Yeah, that's next
This
week.
is a Thursday, but this is not our meeting.
Yeah,
night.
it's next week.
Yeah. Next week's our meeting night.
Well, thank you, Don, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you, Mike.
All right, it is 8:33. We're going to take a quick news and commercial break. All right, there is one or two political ads in this break. And then we're going to talk with Tracy Fry from the Roswell Public Library on the other side. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin with a traffic alert for Artesia residents. There are a couple of road closures coming up. First, construction north of 13th and Ritchie will close the southbound lane for pump station repairs. Another project involves Pecos Avenue and Commerce Road, which will go down to one lane on Pecos Avenue in order to fix large potholes. And a third project involves Phase 2 of the 20th Street Reconstruction Project, extending from south of Via Drive to West Mann Avenue. 20th Street will close to all traffic. Critics of the waste isolation pilot plant project near Carlsbad continue to warn of impending danger to residents of southeast New Mexico. Monday, a public forum was held by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Nuclear Waste Partnership, which manages the WIPP site. Residents said they were very concerned about a new plan to begin disposing of surplus plutonium near Carlsbad, with the shipments going through southeast New Mexico multiple times before they finally enter storage. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
In Matthew 19, Jesus says, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." At Country Club Road, we love kids. From the youngest to the oldest, we try to teach them about the love of Jesus and his saving grace that he offers each of them. The children are the future of our world and of our church. We want them to understand and appreciate what the love of Christ calls us to do. We want to set the example of how to share the love and grace of Christ to those around them through giving back. One way we do that is to give the children of Roswell a safe place to trick or treat. On Sunday, October 30th from 4 to 6 p.m., we will be hosting our normal trunk or treat in the church parking lot. We invite you to bring your kids and enjoy a time of fun and fellowship with us. Come meet our people and see what we're all about. We look forward to seeing your family there.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Republicans and Democrats are pulling together to elect District Judge Eileen Reardon. Why? 32 years of legal experience, over 25 years experience in water law, including the Pecos River, Capitan Basin, the Ogallala Aquifer, and the Carlsbad Irrigation District. She was born and raised and educated right here in New Mexico, graduated from NMSU and UNM Law School. Vote for 5th District Court Judge Eileen Reardon, Division I, Eddie Lee, and Chavez County. Paid for by the Committee-elect Judge Reardon. Steve McCutcheon, Treasurer.
I'm Judge Reardon, and I approve this message.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Get ready to experience a whole new world of fire, magic, and bubbles? The City of Roswell presents Spheres Bubble Show, Saturday and Sunday, November 5th and 6th, 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Join Blaze Rhines, featured on Season 13 of America's Got Talent, for an immersive and interactive experience, a unique intersection of magic and science that your whole family will never forget. Tickets are just $15 each, or $50 for a VIP 2-pack featuring meet and greet photo and a raincoat for the show. Get tickets now at holdmyticket.com. Spheres Bubble Show, November 5th and 6th at the Roswell Convention Center.
Hello, we are Nevaeh and Sophia, student leaders from Nancy Lopez Elementary School. We invite the families of Nancy Lopez to our Family Literacy Night on Tuesday, November 1st from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Learn about our new core knowledge language arts program and join our teachers for fun literacy games. You will have the chance to win books and reading games, plus pizza slices from Dion's Pizza. Keep reading.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:39, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, Tracy Fry back with us, and also Diana Velasco. Good morning, ladies. How y'all doing today?
Good morning. Fine. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So, big weekend coming up for the. To be honest, every weekend's a big weekend at the library. There's always something going on every weekend, whether it's stuff for adults, stuff for kids, stuff for adults and kids. Pretty much every Saturday, you can count on something happening at the library.
Yes.
So, but this one with the Halloween weekend approaching here and all that, one of the we were just talking during the break. One of the bigger, more popular events each year at the Roswell Public Library is the celebration of Dia de los Muertos, which what I love about it is, it gives a chance for everyone to learn why Dia de los Muertos is why it's celebrated, why it's, it's because, unless you grew up in that culture, which, a lot of people around here, some have, some haven't, and so you just don't understand it. You see the skull, the sugar skulls and the mask, and you're like, oh, this is cool. It looks cool. I just want to dress up like that. But they don't know the meanings and the history behind it. And so this is why I love the library, because, the kids come and have fun and make sugar skulls and do all the things that are part of Dia de los Muertos. But now they understand why they're making sugar skulls, why the story, the songs, the music, the reasoning behind Dia de los Muertos. They kind of learn all that.
Yes, and especially the holiday, it has to be unforgettable for them.
Yeah.
So that right now, at this moment, the library, it's so colorful. They will see flowers and skulls everywhere. But we want to make sure that they will understand this is about learning about a culture.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly like a Halloween.
Sure.
So now, by this time, our children at the library, they already know the differences.
Yeah, usually they're probably
learning.
teaching the parents the differences in the stories and all that. So.
Oh yes, sir, and they're willing now to understand and also to participate. They're being asking it. Can they be part of it? How to make, for instance, an altar?
Mhm.
Because we're going to be teaching them. We're going to be encouraging them also as well to have an altar on their own.
Okay.
It's not something that belongs to just a particular culture,
Gotcha.
just to a particular ethnicity.
Mhm.
And they're willing to learn and they're willing to build their own.
Sure. Well, and I mean, we live in a world where all our cultures are melding together. As we get more technology, more advancement. You always hear the world's getting smaller every day. They used to say it all the time when I was a kid. Now, it was an ocean compared to back then compared to today with the internet and everything else.
Right.
So you're seeing people adopting aspects from other cultures or melding cultures and melding things together. And like you said, making your altars and things. It's sure, if that's not something you didn't grow up with, it may seem foreign to you. But once you understand why you do it and the reasoning behind it, that's probably something you can get behind. You know what I mean? And it's like once you understand, we do this to bring peace or to bring health or to bring to give some,
Right.
when you learn the reasons behind things, then you're like, okay, I love that concept. I'd like to adopt it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when I was a kid growing up, they always put the horseshoe above your door, and if you put it, you had to put it with the opens are up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, if it was down, the luck falls out. But if it's up, it captures good luck. And I know it's a wives' tale or whatever it is, but up at my Air Force days, I had this horseshoe I got as a kid. And I used to stick it up above the door, and until I got married, that thing was in pretty much everything. Why I don't know. It's just culture tradition that someone told me, and I really thought it was a great idea. So. I think, a lot of Dia de los Muertos, I think people that are learning it will kind of adopt or understand some of that.
And especially when they bring the older people, like if they bring their grandparents,
Mhm.
they're going to feel embraced. They're going to remember. Their memories will come back to them.
Sure.
Especially because on our agenda, according to our tradition, to the Dia de los Muertos,
Mhm.
always has to start with a blessing to those ones who passed away.
Okay.
So we're going to start with a blessing. Father Lalo will be there at the bonding room.
Okay.
So they're welcome to bring their pictures, especially a copy
So
picture.
if you've got someone you'd like to bless or someone, a family friend, definitely use this as an opportunity to
bring
and to do that and to teach the younger members of your or the older, the ones that don't know either, the traditions of this beautiful holiday.
Yes, and soon after that, we're gonna give we have some certificates for those children who won the contest for how to become bilingual, how to be bilingual.
Okay.
White. I'm sorry for that. The correct question was, why is it important
Yes.
to be bilingual? And they have some certificates. And soon after that, we have the folklore dance, Se Baila.
Okay.
They will be performing there, and they will do amazing, even with a candle. It's not a real candle, but just
And that's
thinking of
the traditional
balance
dance and
yes.
everything. Yeah, I imagine the dance got a little faster when that candle started burning and that wick started getting the wax on your head. It's like, our dance faster.
No,
But I'm sure they got an LED version for
Okay,
safety.
well, we're thankful that they're not going to have a real candle,
Gotcha.
but they're going to show their
Absolutely. But
performance.
they see the pageantry, they see the meaning behind the dance, they see and get the understanding of why we do this and why we celebrate it this way. So I love that.
And soon after they have the dance, the folklore dance, we're going to have the explanation of what is an altar. A nice lady will be explaining at the Spanish area as well. And then on the children area, we're going to have what kids love, face painting.
Yeah, the projects and
And
getting their hands dirty a little bit and all that good stuff.
Yes. And just to let you know, we made the sugar skulls at the library.
Gotcha.
So we have enough sugar skulls for the children.
So you
and
guys know
decorate it.
exactly how many to make and everything. You get
You get to see me how it was.
Lord, I hope so.
I've been working on that project day and night for.
Sure. And
Couple
I imagine, just curious, what's the process? How long does it take to make a batch of sugar skulls? Is that pretty
Well,
intensive?
first time last year, it was my first time making it.
Okay.
And it took me like from around 8 to 12 hours to make a set of 6 sugar skulls.
So there was a lot of learning in that 12 hours.
Yes. This time we doubled the quantity. Actually, we have maybe like 3 times the quantity
good.
as the last year.
See, now you all
We're
experts.
getting into it, yes.
Give a year, you're an expert now.
Yes.
And
The best
probably do them in your
thing-
sleep.
Well,
She's like, I was dreaming about him.
well, I think I will sleep until Sunday.
Yeah, it's like, sleep, what's that?
Well, but I mean, the best of all this, they're going to enjoy the time. They're going to be generations getting together, all generations with new generations. They're going to spend time, and everybody will be willing to take something with them. Maybe hopefully we have everybody of the community coming in, but everybody, we're expecting to take something
Sure,
with
a
them.
memento, a keepsake of the event.
Something to remember. Because even the Spanish Chamber, they're going to provide bread that is called bread from Dia de los Muertos for the adult people.
Nice.
So if you don't get a sugar skull, you might get the cookie skull, or you might get the flowers. They're going to learn how to make the flowers and the papel picado.
So if you're like diabetic, maybe go towards the
Do
flowers.
something else. That would be a good idea. And the face painting, that you can use also the face painting through the day. There are more events going on around the library, the community.
Yeah. Well, that's just
evening.
it. There is a lot going on with churches and organizations doing fall festivals and trunk or treats and things like that. The library is offering something equally as fun here, but now you get to learn a little culture, a little history, and this is something I love because I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Maryland, and so I didn't come to New Mexico to 2000. So learning about things like Dia de los Muertos and Zozobra, when they do Zozobra, earlier in the fall, learning these New Mexican. These are that one's more of a New Mexican thing, but these are all new cultural things to me, and it's cool to learn. And then you learn all the why it's done this way, and like with Zozobra and Dia de los Muertos and events that talking about these kinds of things. And from someone on the outside, you're like, wow, burning a big guy, that's weird. Or these skulls, that's kind of scary. What's going on there? And then enough Spanish to know Muerto means dead. And so, but then you learn everything, and you're like, okay, this is like an honoring of, and then and it's just, to me, that's where it's cool, because once you peel back the layer, then you're like, oh wow, this is way more intense than I thought it was, And I think, and that's why I love it that library is using this opportunity to expose as many people to this culture and to these things that we may know this much about, and half of it's probably wrong, and then. And then we turn out, we learn, we get our eyes opened a little bit on what that actually means.
And we also have an exhibition of Catrinas.
Okay.
We have a window exhibition, and you're going to see a collection. Somebody provided us the collection of Catrinas, and also we have the information, a copy of the original picture of what it's called La Catrina Garbancera from the 1900s.
Oh, wow.
And they can read the history, what it means, and why is the purpose of that.
Interesting. Read about the history in a historical thing and see historical things. Very cool. Now, it's going to all happen this Saturday at the Roswell Public Library. What time is everything kind of getting underway?
Okay, everything is okay. The doors will open at 10, but everything would start at 10:30 until 1.
Okay.
But given the respects to the blessings, we're going to soon after the Father Lalo finish his blessings.
Gotcha.
But
well, that's probably the one kind of more somber moment of the event there is at the beginning. And then after that, then it's more about the fun and singing and learning of the history and the dancing and the pageantry side. But,
there you go.
But at the beginning, we honor those that we have lost. So
just make sure to stop every single area that we have through all the library.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere. It will be like on the young adults, on the adult section, and also on the children's sections as well. And they will get something. Every place that they stop, they will get something.
Yeah, they get a little. And so if you want to be a part of the blessing part, you want to be there right about 10:30.
Right.
But if it's Saturday and you got things and you're like, I want to do this, but I can't make it till 11. Okay. But like you said, don't go too late because you do want to have enough time to hit all the different stations and things. But if you're not available till 11, don't let that stop you. Come on down and be a part of the event. But if you do want to be a part of the blessing at the beginning, that you want to make sure you're on site at 10:30 for that, and bring your own pictures and things of your loved ones, please. That's there's strength in numbers, and if you're dealing with grieving process and stuff still, please come out and use this as a maybe a tool or a way to help you deal and navigate through your own grieving and things like that. We can be functional as well as educational. Very good. So what time's everything wrapping up on Saturday? So we went
till 1 p.m.
Till 1 p.m. So so I would say noon is probably the late. Like if you're getting there past noon, you're going to have trouble doing everything. I'm thinking
they
at
might
that
be
point.
out of sugar skulls or what have you.
Yeah. But please, if you can't make it till late, come at least have some fun. But if you're trying to do everything, the closer to 10:30 you're there, the better off you're going to be.
Right.
But it is come and go, free to the public.
Right.
All we ask is that you come and be a part of it, and come ready to have some fun and to learn and to celebrate Dia de los Muertos.
Yes, and don't hesitate to stop outside the library. We have the story of Dia de los Muertos on the walking
story wall.
On the story wall there, so you can go and read for yourself. So and then you walk through the doors, and now you're already an instant expert. Like, yeah, I know, I read the story.
Sure it is.
But that's great. That's awesome. And you're reading. That's exactly what you want you to do at the library is read. So, but again, that's this Saturday. But I know, Tracy, there's a whole lot more going on after this. And is there anything up before Saturday we want to get on people's radars?
No,
movie nights or anything?
No.
Okay.
But on Halloween.
Okay, Monday,
if you come through the library and say trick or treat and you're dressed, you'll get a treat.
There you go.
You can trick or treat at the Roswell Public Library.
Yeah, so when you're out trick-or-treating, or not quite started trick-or-treating, when you come in costume, there to the library, and just say trick-or-treat, and you'll get a trick. I'm sorry, you'll get a treat. You'll get a treat, not a trick. I'm just kidding.
You're too silly. And that will be happening from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Monday.
Okay.
So, I mean, the little ones, if they're, the parents want to get them out of the house for a little bit, just come on through.
And if and if you're going to come Monday to, get new books or whatever anyway, you just put your costume on a little earlier and score some free candy.
Right. Exactly.
Don't use the candy wrapper as a bookmark.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Well, I'm one of those people that kind of is that.
It was you.
No, not that savage. But I'm a man of convenience with my book. Usually it's the receipt.
Yeah.
Like from what.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So I'm sure you. I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure you guys thumb through books and there comes the receipts and everything else.
Right.
Does it ever get money? Money ever fall out?
I think maybe I haven't actually come across any, but I think my coworker did.
Well, hopefully they're a big timer and used 100 to move.
No.
It was probably $1.
Probably.
But let's talk about so that's on Halloween Monday.
Yes.
What else is coming up we want to put on people's radar?
Just to remind everybody that November 5th, Saturday, is going to be our chess club. Which is very important. A lot of people are calling about that.
Good deal. So it's getting some popularity. People want to learn and well, it's one of those games that's easy to learn. Mm-hmm. It takes a lifetime to master. It's one of you learn the rules in about 10 minutes, and to get good at it takes a lifetime.
Right. So that's November 5th, Saturday, and that's going to be from 10 to 2. And that's always the first Saturday. And then we have our normal Saturday events in November where it's Legos or a STEM project, or, for instance, on the 12th, November 12th, we have Nail It, and that's creating it's sort of like a Rice Krispie treat. It's called Nailed It. Amateur bakers of all levels are invited to participate in a friendly literary non-bake bake-off featuring Rice Krispie treats.
Okay. So it's kind of like a cake, like one of those cake
they're gonna
challenges, but with Rice Krispie treats. Cool.
Exactly.
I like it. So if you watch Food Network or one of those and you see those cake decorating shows and competitions, think of something in the style of that.
Right.
Very cool. All right.
And then, of course, on the 13th, which is a Sunday, we're going to have J.D. Cox come in to perform.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to have a craft with that. So if you bring
Okay.
your kids with you to hear him sing, we'll have the children will be allowed to make little Christmas stockings.
Oh, nice.
Just preparing us for Christmas.
Absolutely. And
Yep.
and of course your kid's going to want to put that on the
Yeah.
mantle with the rest of the stockings
Right.
and everything there. And that's part of the coolness of it.
Right.
You know, 'tis the season to put all the cool
yes.
kids projects up on the tree or in the
On the
on the
mantelpiece.
mantle there or whatever. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then like the week of November 20th, the kids are out of school because it's that Thanksgiving week.
break, yeah.
And the 21st, which is a Monday, we're going to have at 2 o'clock, we're going to have a movie, Spies in Disguise with popcorn. So if your kids are out of school and you're not quite yet baking yet or whatever
Sure.
for Thanksgiving, if you want to just get out of the house
Before the craziness begins at Thanksgiving in the home.
Right,
and
as
all
we
that.
get closer to Thursday, it won't be that quite as easy. But if you want to bring them, if someone like comes out of town and you want to just bring them into the movie to
Sure.
see it,
Yeah, come
we'll
see a
have
movie.
popcorn.
Free popcorn.
Exactly.
And you kick back with family and enjoy a movie. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Is just coming. And then while you're there at the library, you feel free to, walk the bookshelves and maybe check out a book or two. You can do that
Right.
too.
Exactly.
And we also have the weekly programs. Like on Tuesday, we have Mother Goose and the Loose.
Story times, the kind of the old story times, like for
Right,
folks who've been at the library for years and
I
things.
personally run the Mother Goose and the Loose.
That's yours.
Yes,
okay.
that's one, and it's for newborns up to 3 years old.
Okay.
Pregnant ladies are welcome to go
Okay.
and see, and most of it it's supposed to be just nursery songs.
Okay.
But I get the advantage to go and try to cover up over fine motors, gross motors,
Gotcha.
cognitive area,
Sure.
arts and
Yeah.
crafts,
It's all development
and
skills. Yeah. Absolutely.
something that they can take home and they can keep practicing.
Now,
so it will be easy for them to transition in order to go to school.
Yeah.
Or a daycare.
Absolutely. It's
And
definitely.
on Wednesday we have story time as well, and music and moment.
Is that the Wednesday story times? That's the one where it's bilingual, right? Where it's
No, Tuesday at
Tuesday
5
at 5.
o'clock.
Okay. So
That's
that, and
right.
that's where I was
Yes.
getting in. I'm assuming you're the story time for the bilingual
No, that's
as well.
me
too.
butchering. No, Diana's doing it.
Yes, and actually that one is open. Also, it is also we have English stories as well in the evening, especially for those parents they can't attend in the morning.
Sure.
So they're welcome to come in the evening.
Yeah. But I've been telling Tracy and I've been talking every time we talk about that event. I was like, I don't care if your child speaks a lick of no Spanish at all.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them to both. Have them sit in the English version and the Spanish, because you're doing nothing but serving that kid well. Because the time to teach children foreign language is when they're young.
Right.
By the time we get to high school and stuff, it doesn't absorb
Right.
as easily. But when they're in that age before school or early school,
Right.
that's when that stuff gets absorbed, and they probably will speak fluent Spanish and English, by the time they're
Right.
school age. They keep at it and keep practicing. So very good.
It is. And even our parents, they're learning. They come and say, "Hola, Diana," and they're saying few words in Spanish.
It's great. It's great. I love it. It's an absolute. We're about out of time here. Give out phone numbers if anybody has questions about anything. Is there any events we definitely wanted to cover that we?
I think we covered everything.
Is there anything we missed? Okay, I just looked up and said, "Oh, dang, it's 9:00."
So our hours are Monday through Thursday, 10 to 7.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday, 10 to 6. Sunday, 2 to 6. And if you have any questions about any of our programs, our phone number is 575-622-7101.
Yep, and don't forget you can follow the Roswell Public Library on Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
And you can always go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov. You'll find the tab to go to the library, and that's where you can check out material and all kinds of stuff there. So very good. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. And don't forget, come on out, Dia de los Muertos, 10:30 at the Roswell Public Library this Saturday. It's going to be a big event. Come and celebrate with all of us here. So good deal. Thank you, guys.
You're
We'll see you
welcome.
next time.
Okay.
It's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
The lack of paid sick time in the industry. The vote by the Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen adds to concerns about the possibility of a strike next month. That could cripple the economy.
That's correspondent Donna Warder. Supplies of diesel, which fuels the trucks that deliver the goods, now at their lowest level since 2008. It's a place he's been before. Democrat Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey under federal investigation again.
Michael Solomon, a spokesperson for Menendez's office,
says the senator does not know the scope of the investigation, but is aware of the probe. Semaphore reported earlier that prosecutors in the Southern District of New York have contacted people close to Menendez and have issued at least one subpoena in the case. Sources told Semaphore the investigation is similar in a broad sense to a 2017 federal corruption case against Menendez, which ended in a mistrial but involves different people. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
America's Strategic Petroleum Reserve, tapped repeatedly by President Biden, is now at an almost 40-year low. That is concerning because the reserve is supposed to be available to the military in time of war or for other dire national emergencies. Didn't take long to drain the SPR. President Trump had topped it off during his watch. And watching Wall Street, stocks are mixed this hour. Right now, the Dow 405 points higher, while the Nasdaq is down 99. The S&P 500 index up a fraction. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Lee Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon two factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
Moscow-appointed authorities in southern Ukraine say that tens of thousands of people have been evacuated in the face of a Ukrainian offensive.
Kherson Governor Vladimir Saldo says over 70,000 residents of the city and nearby areas have moved to the left bank of the Dnieper River. Regional authorities have been urging residents to evacuate as Ukraine pushes its offensive to reclaim the city, which was captured by Russian forces during the early days of the conflict. The city's vice-governor has told agencies Ukrainian attempts to advance on Kherson have been thwarted, insisting Russian troops will keep their hold on the city. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Suspected communist rebels have killed 2 soldiers in an attack in a northern Philippine province where the troops are helping residents recover from a strong earthquake. The attack was by suspected members of the New People's Army group in the Philippines. News and analysis, townhall.com. A deal between 2 big automakers to make self-driving cars has been scrapped.
Ford is disbanding Argo AI, the autonomous vehicle company that it owns jointly with Volkswagen. The company says in its third-quarter earnings materials that it's switching investment priorities from fully autonomous vehicles to advanced driver assist systems. Ford is taking a $2.7 billion accounting charge to reduce the value of its investment in Pittsburgh-based Argo, and it's writing off a cash investment of about $500 million. Many of Argo's 2,000 employees will be hired by Ford or VW. Keith Peters reporting.
The average long-term mortgage rates topped 7% for the first time in more than 2 decades this week. It's a result of the Federal Reserve's aggressive rate hikes designed to tame inflation, the likes of which we have not seen in 40 years. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
Hope it's a good one. Mm-hmm. Going swimmingly well.
Indeed.
Feverishly good.
Feverishly good, yes.
Devilishly delightful.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a tongue twister.
Devilishly delightful.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't flow well. Not with my tongue, anyway. But happy Thursday.
Yes.
Hope you're having a good one. Definitely go out to the library on Saturday. Check out the Dia de los Muertos event. 10:30.
Yeah.
You ever brought your kids out to Dia de los Muertos?
The
library
not
before?
not the library celebration. No, we've done some stuff with Dia de los Muertos before.
Yeah.
Usually involves a watch through of Coco, but yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
So since you have kids, what's your Halloween plans?
So my Halloween is actually freed up this year because they're with moms.
So mom's going to take them out.
Mom's going to take them out
trick-or-treating.
I might borrow them this weekend just to take them to a couple.
What was that?
I have no idea, but it sounded painful.
I just heard this moan, and I have my headphones on, so I can't tell. That was ominous.
Right.
Was that you, Roy?
I was just stretching.
Oh, you were stretching.
Oh, okay.
Y'all wouldn't hear me because y'all had the headphones.
Well, we did.
Everyone did. Everyone heard you.
I thought somebody got killed.
For both of us to noise canceling headphones. Like, what?
I thought someone got stabbed. I was like, what just happened?
Well, got stabbed or something. But yeah, no, I might borrow them for like a couple of trunk or treats over the weekend, just to just kind of get them out of the house and doing some stuff.
Oh, good.
But otherwise, I've got some plans. I have 2 brews that I've worked up as of last night. I didn't get a chance.
If you will.
I didn't get a chance. So what I wanted to do was start about a week ago and start these brewing. So I watched this guy on TikTok. His channel's called Doka Ryan. I think his name is Ryan Doka. But basically, he takes things and puts them in different kinds of liquor for 7 days or until something interesting happens.
Okay.
So the recipes that I've gotten from the guy that actually sound really good, that he's given like 11 out of 10 to, involve caramels.
Okay.
So what I did was I went and got Jim Beam apple whiskey, and I've combined that with the caramel apple Werther's hard candies.
Okay.
And I've got 2 pints of that sitting on my shelf brewing right now, or mixing.
Okay.
And then the other one was the Werther's has a cinnamon cream caramel, which is delightful.
Okay.
But we're brewing that in some Fireball.
Okay.
So we'll have.
So does the candy melt, or do you eat the candy and then drink the fluid?
It does to a point.
Yeah.
For the most part, with the caramels, it pretty much dissolves all the way through.
Okay.
If not, it kind of it sort of like takes on a lot of the properties of the alcohol. It tastes like liquor. You can do it with gummy bears. They call them drunken gummy bears.
Yeah. But I'm thinking with gummy, they will stay their form and.
Yeah. They get really big.
Like Jell-O. It absorbs
they get like from like that big to like that big.
Yeah, it absorbs the liquid and basically turns to a big sponge in your mouth when you eat it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you.
So but that'll be making an appearance at the party.
All right. Sounds like somebody's getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Dibosia. We'll make some bad decisions on Saturday night.
Oh man, but okay, yeah, I was just kind of curious. I was wondering, like with kids, you actually have to do like trick or treat.
Are you guys a candy house? You're in kind of a closed off neighborhood, so
to be honest,
kids would have to be like looking for
I've
you.
never been home at this house for trick or treating.
Really? Okay.
I've always been out. So I guess I don't know. I will find out Monday.
Because it is your wife's birthday, so
yeah.
What are your plans for Monday, for Halloween?
We haven't really made any yet because we're kind of doing the thing Saturday, and then I don't know. I got to take her out to dinner. Maybe I was going to do that Monday. I don't know.
Reveal your plans for everyone right here, right now. Oh, crap. I was supposed to have plans?
Plans? No. We kind of have Saturday settled, but yeah, we didn't really talk about what we're doing Monday. I don't know if that's the day to take her to dinner, or
maybe,
or should I get a bag of candy and see if kids show up at my house, which I don't know if they will or not.
I don't think they will. Because
I don't think so either.
Do you have a door that faces any street side?
No.
No, you don't. It's all
my
in that
door's,
closed off
yeah,
neighborhood.
my door's hidden.
Yeah, so you have to be looking. So I would think like grandkids of maybe your neighbors.
And to be honest,
sorry, great grandkids of your neighbors.
Yeah, I have a senior neighborhood. There's not a lot of kids in my neighborhood.
Right.
It's mostly retired folks.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Here's something I'm curious about, because everybody I've ever known has either when they were kids gone to other neighborhoods or taken their kids to other neighborhoods to trick or treat.
Yeah.
Does anybody actually trick or treat in their own neighborhoods at all? Like ever?
I gotta imagine they do.
Well,
like if you live in a neighborhood where you can walk out, you got a bunch of houses.
My neighbor
nearby.
kids asked if I was going to be giving out candy this year, and I said if I'm home, yeah, but I don't have any candy right now. I'll just give you packs of ramen or something, whatever I have in my house.
Toothbrushes, don't be that one. Much as I like Keon, giving toothbrushes out at Halloween just wrong.
This one jerk gave me a mini pack of pretzels. You know where he got those?
Southwest Airlines.
He gave me a pin that's shaped like a sunflower. It was weird. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've done a loose poll like about this, but I'm curious, do people trick or treat in their own home neighborhoods? Because everybody I've ever known just goes to different, like they go to where the good candy is.
See, when I was a kid, we went to our home neighborhood. Like our home neighborhood was big,
right?
So I could. Well, it wasn't when I first moved there, but years later, it got to where you get a haul. You know, you get a pillowcase full of candy when you're done. So
you could just do like my dad did when we were kids. He would just put a outside the door. He would put a sign that said one per kid. And he would just put a big bowl of cigarettes with a lighter next to it, and it was just one kid. It was the honor system, so kids would come up and they would just take the one and put it in their basket.
Yeah, because that always, regardless whether it's drugs or candy, they always just take one.
I love that every year we see this. I see the same meme. It's like, parents, remember, stoners don't care enough about your kids to give them your edibles.
Yeah.
Give them their edibles.
And I gotta because we gotta move on, but. I always, because they did it to us when we were kids. I'm sure parents do it to their kids now. But you know how the parents have to inspect your candy because they always, at any point ever in the history of your candy gathering, did you find any tainted candy?
I will say this. Check your kids' candy, because 2 years ago I was looking through Rhiannon's candy, and darned if I didn't find the state of Ohio inside of one of her Snickers wrappers. It was the weirdest. It was wrapped like a Snickers bar, but the whole state of Ohio just sitting right there. Yeah. Check your kids' candy.
Yeah,
you never know what you're going to find.
You know that's a scam, right? That was a parental scan to get, because you ever notice, kids? There's always the good ones that seem to be missing. Oh, this Twix bar looks a little suspect. Oh, this M&M's looks a little suspect. It's never the Almond Joy or the one candy bar that no one wants. It's never the Smarties.
Those little peanut butter kisses
or
that
a Dum-Dum.
The yellow and black wrapper ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the most easily taintable candies, because you could just taint those candies and then wrap them right back up.
Yeah.
But no kid's going to eat those candies, so nobody wastes their time.
Candy corn. No one's going to mess with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Muggers would get a lot further if they would just taint circus peanuts.
The only thing I ever came close to that was a couple people would make homemade stuff, like candy apples. And
popcorn balls.
Yeah, and parents would instantly, no, we don't know who made it. Sorry, kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, I never had a candy issue at Halloween with tainted candy. But it's a racket. And it's a racket that will keep going on long after we're dead.
There was that one time I got that pack of candy taints. Well, I thought that was kind of odd. I thought that was a little weird. I'm not even sure where they got them from, what specialty store they got that from. But
Cadbury makes
it. Yeah, Cadbury's candy taints. There it is. Taste like nothing I ever had.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. That biscuit's still there. I just noticed.
Oh, yeah. The big old biscuit. It lives on.
It never goes away.
It is the ubiquitous biscuit.
People are wondering, I'm sure, at this point, why is there just a biscuit sitting in the middle of the...
listeners and viewers are like, wait, there's just a random biscuit sitting between Sean and Mike.
Well, for those people that are wanting to know, for the cool kids, don't tell them. Or tell them. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
The ones on the inside know. You know, call it a cool kid of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Anyway, I got distracted by the biscuit.
Just looks up and sees a big biscuit. It happens.
Weather here in just a few, and then about 5 minutes or so, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. With her will be Stephanie Seabreeze with Vitalant.
Yes.
The Historical Society is hosting their next blood drive the day after Halloween, Tuesday, November 1st, from noon until 4 p.m. at the Archives facility there. So we're the parking lot there. The Bloodmobile will be there. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about other Vitalant donating events and other things happening with the Historical Society as well. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety and town hall business updates and Hannity updates and, of course, a couple political ads here and there for
But of Kills.
But of Kills. So that pretty much covers it for this hour of the show.
Good stuff.
Before we do any of that, I hate this mouse. This mouse is the devil. This mouse should not be allowed to be a mouse anywhere in mousedom. But here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Getting pretty gusty today ahead of an incoming cold front that's headed our way. Low 70s on the afternoon high, wind gusting to 35 miles an hour, but we should get some sunshine. We may get an isolated shower or two for the overnight hours down to the mid-40s and then quite a bit cooler on Friday. We'll be staying in the upper 50s and sunny. The weekend looks fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Let me refresh my weather. I keep refreshing it. It's giving me old weather. There we go. That's a little fresher. Currently 49 degrees. I wish it was 89 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 69%. Winds currently calm at the moment. We are looking at mostly sunny skies today and a high of 73 degrees. Winds will be calm early. Right now, well, it's getting a little whippy out there, but 5 to 10 this morning. This afternoon, those winds will increase out of the west, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, we are looking at a 50% chance of showers, mainly before midnight, mostly cloudy. Our overnight low is 44 degrees. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 20 miles per hour. They're saying expect less than a tenth of an inch of rain, but I'll take whatever moisture they get. But not a whole lot, but there's a good chance of it. That's what they're saying tonight. Friday, cooler, mostly sunny, high of only 59 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then Friday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 39 degrees, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny, 68 for a high, so warming up a little bit. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then by Sunday, we're back into the low 70s, sunny skies, highs expected to reach 70 on Sunday. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll talk with Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society and Stephanie Seabreeze with Vitalant on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Time is running out this chili season. With just a few weeks left, you've got to get to Graves Farm and Garden. Great healthy green chili from mild to extra hot, by the bushel or half bushel and roasted on site. But that's not all. They've also got 1, 2, and 3 foot ristras, dried red chili, and of course, onions, squash, zucchini, cantaloupes, honeydew melons, cucumbers, and even locally grown apples for cooking and eating. Plus firewood, alfalfa, and more. Just 7.5 miles south of Roswell on the old Dexter Highway. Follow the signs to Graves Farm and Garden, where locally owned means locally grown.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection saves lives. Take care of yourself by staying up to date on your mammograms at Artesia General Hospital. Their 3D mammography brings you the most accurate technology with your comfort and convenience in mind. Appointments average just 15 minutes. If you're a woman over age 40, you don't need a doctor's referral to schedule a mammogram. Remember, early detection saves lives. Request your appointment today at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
Nutrient Ag Solutions, formerly Crop Production Services, is the world's largest supplier of crop inputs and services and is helping growers feed the future. While providing superior customer service, you can rely on Nutrien to deliver safe products on time to any location. If you need it, they have it. Nutrien understands your business and your needs. It's central to who they are. For more information on products and services, call Nutrient Ag Solutions, formerly Crop Production Services, at 575-748-3510. Nutrien, feeding the future.
Time for a few tricks and a whole lot of treats. Straight Shot Wireless invites you and your family to the Trunk or Treat Friday, October 28th, 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the National Guard Armory with spooktacular fun for the whole family. Get your costume on and get ready for fun with games, a maze for the kids, and of course, lots and lots of candy. Presented by Straight Shot Wireless, proud supporters of this year's Veterans Day Parade, beginning 9:45 a.m. Saturday, November 12th. Bring your family for a great time at the Trunk or Treat Friday, October 28th, 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the National Guard Armory.
Hi, I'm 5th District Judge Eileen Reardon. I'm a native New Mexican and I've lived here all my life. I graduated from NMSU and UNM law schools. The law has been my life. I don't make the laws, the legislature does. My job is to apply those laws to the facts without favoritism or political consideration, and I do that well. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th. I'm Eileen Reardon, District Court Judge. Thank you.
Paid for by the Committee to elect Judge Reardon, Steve McCutcheon, Treasurer.
I'm Judge Reardon, and I approve this message.
For people suffering with joint pain, simple movement feels like just taking a step feels like, and lifting your arm can feel like. Don't let joint pain be in charge of your life. The skilled orthopedic experts at Loveless Medical Group SCORE are helping more people take back their lives with some of the most advanced surgeries in the region. We're doing more than restoring joints, we're restoring lives. Call Loveless Medical Group SCORE today at 575-625-3300 so life can feel like,
Mark Ronchetti talks and talks a lot. Problem is, he lies and lies a lot, too. The ads about the governor letting killer Chris Beltran out early are flat out untrue. KOB-TV fact-checked Department of Corrections documents, and they called the ads, quote, inaccurate. They found that corrections released Beltran after he completed his sentence because, quote, he served his time. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham had nothing to do with it. The truth is, Mark Ronchetti is exploiting a tragedy to get himself elected, not to protect us. He would roll back Michelle Lujan Grisham's heavy investment in beefing up our state police and local law enforcement. An independent study by a former state finance department secretary shows that the proposals on Ronchetti's own website would cut public safety, education, and health care by billions of dollars. Mark Ronchetti should never be governor. He'll make us less safe.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
If you suffer from poganophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh is back with us. And then also from Vitalent, Stephanie Seabreeze back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
We're good.
It's been a while since I've talked to you, Stephanie. I know you've been busy. I know the blood drives have been stacking up and getting. I think I get the lists and we talk every month, and that list keeps getting bigger and bigger. It seems like every month as more and more blood drives get on there, which is all good things, because we were just talking, with my wife and everything else, and sometimes the easiest and biggest thing you can do is roll up your sleeve and donate a pint of blood, and you're saving lives every single time you roll up that sleeve. That's a guarantee. And to me, that's, it's great. So it's great to see that you're starting to get the bloodmobile firing up the engines and hitting different places and hitting more and more places and things like that. So I'm guessing because of that, you're starting to see a little bit more donations come in and things. When, imagine during that hard part of COVID, there was a huge lull in some of that.
Our donors were so good in Roswell, everywhere in southeast New Mexico. I think we helped hold down the fort across the state, honestly.
So you all picked up the slack where other parts of the state.
Yeah, the donors are amazing. That's all I can say. But we did different things during COVID,
sure.
too. That,
you have to get creative, didn't you?
And the community stepped up and gave us big rooms, and it was just amazing. So we are bringing in a lot of blood every month. We do 30 blood drives or so.
And every one of them, and to be honest, you could probably do 30 more, and all of it would be used as, you know what I'm saying? There is never enough blood drives to
we're in a critical need right now, so
So, of course, the Historical Society has partnered with you for better part of a year now, I'm thinking, right?
I think we're going on. I think we'll go on 2 years.
Okay, 2 years now.
I was just driving over here thinking, and Mike, thank you. You're on our board. The Historical Society wants to make an intentional effort to give back.
Sure.
I mean, I think that's important. And we're in this for the long haul, so we'll continue this rotation. One thing I will say is for our regular Historical Society givers,
Amy,
they've stepped it up,
Amy
and they went early.
Yeah.
So we're kind of short, Mike. I'm panicked because to my expectation, we should be full. Stephanie should be already worrying about where else they're going to go.
So
and
there's
I'm
still
like,
openings on Tuesday.
There's openings because ours stepped it up and gave early if they needed to and did that.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so we need to extend our family.
Okay.
Our family needs to be extended.
and this is what I'm not trying to play favorites here. I'm not.
Right.
But every time the Historical Society hosts a blood drive, Amy goes out of her way to try to find freebies and swag and things for every person that donates. So more than likely, you're going to get more out of donating blood when you come to the Historical Society because literally
the first
Amy's
givers are going to get homemade bread. It's in the freezer and it's there. Come on.
Have this,
People
have
wait
this.
in line for homemade bread. It's Margaret Lackey's homemade bread.
So if you need a carrot dangled to perhaps donate a little more blood, I'm just saying.
There's going to be blessings.
Like the kids at Halloween. She's got the good candy. Is what I'm saying.
That's right. That's right. We're going to step it up.
So please don't get into a sugar coma on Monday, so you can't come out on Tuesday.
Right.
But yes, next Tuesday, November 1st, from noon until 4 p.m., the United Vitalant will have their bloodmobile.
We'll
I
be
still
united.
do it every once in a while.
We'll be united to support Vitalant.
Yeah, nice save. Nice save. But yes, Vitalant and the bloodmobile will be there from noon to 4. And like Amy was saying, we usually have our stable that donates, but they got picked up and donated.
They did.
Since the last blood drive here, so they're not able. They're not in the window where they can donate again. So we've got some openings for between noon and 4 here. We always like to get appointments, but by all means, if you just happen to be out and about, come on by. Sometimes, there's an opening, or we can work you in, But if you can be proactive, and we'll tell you how to book an appointment here in a minute. But if you can be proactive and try to get your appointment done, that way you can come in at the time that you scheduled. And Stephanie can tell you can do a little, if you've never donated before, you can kind of do a little pre-registration online. So when you get to the Historical Society on Tuesday, you're not eating up more time doing paperwork and all that. You can just kind of roll in, roll up your sleeve, eat your cookies and tea, and get all kinds of free swag from Amy.
That's right.
So everything's good there. So it's a good deal. But so I know that you can do it the high tech way. We've got you can go and scan was it UPC codes or whatever
the QR codes?
QR codes. UPC. That's what you collected on your Wonder Bread things to get the Star Wars cards. You collect. Remember that?
All the same thing.
I'm showing my age big time today. The new fangled codes.
Back in them days.
My day, we had to lick a stamp. But you can scan a code and get an appointment. But you can also call the Historical Society.
Absolutely. You could call 622-8333, or even I'll give my cell phone. You could literally text and state I'm a regular giver. Can you set me up an appointment? You can text me at 575-915-4471.
Yeah.
And I'll even go as far as saying if somebody texts me today, 575-915-4471, you're going to get an extra blessing. So there you go.
Extra swag.
Extra
sweet swag.
It's the time of giving, so we'll give extra blessings.
Absolutely.
And we want to encourage anybody, if they've already signed up, to bring your loose change. Every penny counts.
Absolutely.
And we are still
we're collecting.
We're still in the trenches fundraising, and literally every penny counts.
Yeah.
And we'll
so
take
so we can fill the Coca-Cola bottles with the change, and then fill the things with the blood.
We're gonna fill it up.
I don't know what those bags are called, but the bags.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And now, as far as who can donate and all that, for folks that kind of give just a bit of a background, Stephanie, on obviously chest, but generally, if the big disqualifiers and the big misnomers, because I know some people say I can't donate because of this. I'm like, oh, that was true 10 years ago, but that's not true now.
There's a lot of people that I'm going to think of a few things. I've run across people that have had cancer and used blood products in the past. They think they can't donate. If they've been cancer-free over a year, they most likely can donate.
Okay.
Diabetes is a big myth. As long as they have that under control, the medication doesn't stop them.
Okay.
And that's the same thing for high blood pressure.
Okay.
A big change that's came into place this last year is the known as the mad cow disease.
Yes.
Yeah, so our military wasn't allowed to donate.
Sure.
That restriction by the FDA has been lifted.
Okay. And that's been in place for years, right? Like 10, 15 years or something?
It was before I started because I have had to tell so many military people they can donate. Tattoos, that rule changed as well.
Okay.
It never was a lifetime deferral, but it was a year.
Right.
It's no longer a year. So if they get a tattoo in a shop, they can donate.
No prison tats, but professional. No prison tats, but professional
probably
tattoos.
A little bit of a wait.
Yeah.
But if they get it in a shop, it's a no wait time. And if they get it in a house, it's a 3-month wait time.
Okay.
So
Very
there's
good.
some big ones right there.
Now, like you mentioned, the diabetes and high blood pressure, as long as they're controlled.
Right.
Does that even mean for diabetes if it's insulin controlled,
Yeah.
or it doesn't matter if it's the pills or insulin, as long as you're controlled?
I had one call the other day, and
Okay.
there are medical questions that come up, and I have to reach out to my collection supervisor.
Gotcha.
And that just got it. I just had somebody ask me that, and so that
Cool.
one's okay.
Cool.
But that
Excellent.
does
Well,
have
that's
to
good
be
to know
under
because
control.
that frees up the pool. Because I imagine that unfortunately, you look at the numbers and people, the percentage of population with diabetes right now is probably 10 times larger than it was 20 years ago, So
I just
that
want to
probably
encourage
cuts
people
into
to not
that.
assume that they can't, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Come and get involved. And
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
And that's what you do. Yeah, that's why we want to, because a lot of people have said, oh, I can't do this because I have a
Exactly.
tattoo, or,
That's
oh,
right.
I served in so-and-so, and it's like, no, that doesn't count. I mean, yeah, there are still some restrictions. There are parts of the world that if you've been in
Malaria
recently,
risk.
they're not going to let
Right.
you donate right now. But if most of us don't fall under that
That's right.
category, there's maybe some missionaries or something that.
And even that depends on your travel. So,
Yeah.
like, if it's a cruise,
Yeah.
you're still going to be good.
Sure. Yeah, it's when you're going to like third world place, like a missionary would to go to like Africa or some
and it
place
even
that are served.
depends. Different, some parts of Africa are probably
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Cool.
And
So
that
we
all
just-
depends again,
And they're
too.
welcome to call and ask.
But yeah,
if
but
they're unsure.
your trip to the Bahamas with Carnival Cruise or Norwegian
Probably
Cruise Line, you'll be A-okay. Your
Yeah.
Disney cruise to the Caribbean will be just fine.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
But it is happening at the Historical Society. They're on Lee Street. They parked the Bloodmobile right there in that parking lot between the archive facility and the museum there. So come on down. Like you said, we really, really want you to pre-register because that way we make sure
That
we
way,
utilize
me and
everybody's
Amy
time.
don't have a heart attack.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Give us a non-worry, a worry-free weekend.
There you go.
Get signed up today, tomorrow,
Yeah,
please.
you come on out. Bring-
She's a blood drive beast.
I
love
am.
working
Well,
with
I'm
her.
like,
She's-
no, we got to fill it.
Amy's a beast at whatever she does.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what hat she's wearing. She's doing it 100 miles an hour.
Well, there's
That's what she does,
nothing
so.
in the world like getting a message stating that your blood saved a life.
Yeah.
Or your blood has helped. I mean, when you
That's
get
the good
those
part
messages,
about
and it's
it.
amazing to me how I get that message when, you're having a hard day or whatever, and then that comes through on the phone. I'm telling you, don't assume you can't.
Yeah.
Assume you can and make a difference. I mean, this is serious things here. Her and I talked, we we have a lot of hard times at the museum. We're not saving lives, but partnering with Stephanie, we save lives. But we'll promote history and save lives together.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I think that's important. But
Absolutely.
a lot of people instinctively say, "Oh, I can't donate blood." Assume that you can. And if your doctor says you can't, you can't.
Sure.
I
Right.
get that. But assume that you can.
Yeah.
And try to help.
Absolutely.
Just help. Make
And
a
then
difference.
obviously we'd love to get you on that regular schedule where you donate a couple times a year.
Yep.
And for those folks, I remember one time, Stephanie, you brought a lady to us a couple years ago.
She came a couple of times with me, I think.
Yeah, and at that moment, and I'm sure it's higher now, she had donated like 20 gallons of blood
Oh my
over
goodness.
her time here in town. And
Y'all
and-
know her very well.
Yeah.
She
Well,
is just
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Just some of our givers, it's fascinating to me. It will show how many. And I mean, when I see triple digits of giving, I'm like, that is
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, this lady
Wow, that
faithfully
is-
every
that's so
couple months or
She
whatever
still
she
does.
left. Good for her.
Oh,
So she's probably up to about 25
See.
gallons about now.
I better check.
She can
for
fill a
her.
gas tank
She's
now I'm
listening
thinking
to
about it.
us right now. You're amazing, donor. I love you.
She can fill a semi-truck gas tank right now with all the
Oh,
donations.
but
she made.
imagine if so many of us did
a couple $100
that.
worth of gasoline right there that she's donated.
That's so awesome. That's really cool. That's
That
really
is
cool.
cool. But because of people like her, there's people that are alive today and are able to do that. So please, Stephanie, just to in case people aren't available Tuesday, is there a couple others coming up afterwards or around that time that we can kind of say, all right, you're not available Tuesday, but come see us Thursday or next Tuesday or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the list with me, but they could always call the office.
And I didn't print it off right now because I'm an idiot.
And your website's so good because I know somebody called and they said they couldn't on Tuesday, and they already looked it up and said, oh, yeah.
Well, thank you to those people for doing that.
We have a really big blood drive coming up in December.
Okay.
I mean, in November, excuse me.
Okay.
NEMI.
Oh, NMMI. Okay.
We're doing a small college
Well, I
blood drive
imagine
competition.
you get a lot of.
Oh, that's exciting.
And I imagine every
That's
just
fun.
about every student that's eligible will probably donating.
Yeah,
at
and
the
they
event.
allow the community. I mean,
Good.
they've been supporters of the
See,
blood
it's probably
drive.
all hands on deck for you guys. Every
Decades.
phlebotomist available probably needs to be on scene
Everyone
for that
that I have will be there, and
Yeah.
it's we're doing it the second annual small blood drive competition. It's cool.
Cool.
I'm doing a quick blurb.
We love the brag.
awesome.
We had
That's
two
cool.
colleges last year, and it was Eastern and Portales, or three, excuse me.
Okay.
And they are the ones that wanted to get this going.
Oh,
and then
good.
this year we've added two more.
Awesome.
So I'm hoping in November we can even grow it.
That's
and
awesome.
that'll
Well,
help with the
It
holiday.
could get as big as like Battle of the Badges.
I want
That's
it.
one of the biggest summer events.
Yeah, we
Yes,
have one
that's
in
exciting.
Texas and a couple more in New Mexico across
That's
the state.
exciting.
Good. And to be honest, just to give folks a little inside baseball, the reason they do some of that stuff during the summer is because that's a down period for donations. Fortunately, our schools are very good resources for blood donations. High schools, things like that. Well, guess what's not happening in the summer months? School. Right. So donations drop off. So we have to do things like Battle of the Badges and things to kind of remind people, hey, just because it's summer don't mean that the need for blood does not slow down here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, we
Roswell
talk about
High
this.
has one coming up too.
Yay.
And
Good.
they do amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, we love our high schools as
Absolutely.
well.
So please come support. Come Tuesday. Come call Amy
Tuesday.
here or scan the UR code here, which we have on our Facebooks and all that.
Right.
For the Historical Society and Vitalin, I think.
That's right. And it's on our website at roswellmhistory.org.
Yeah.
And I know we've posted it on Instagram and Facebook
It looks
too.
like this for.
And it's
folks.
even on, I know the chamber announcements weekly, so it gives
It
you.
looks like that.
But
for
or
folks
you can, they can always call 622-8333, text me at 575-915-4471.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
so anything on the historical side of things that we want to put on
I was
people's
just
radar?
looking. It is the time of giving, and we give back. But at the end of the day, we are still, as of this week, we've had some unfortunate damage done to our exterior with some units. Well, units and. So our capitalized project amount just went up. We want to encourage people, and that's
told you all
that's
this
a
was gonna happen.
non-ending. Well, it is, and
happens
it's
every
an old
time.
it's an old
We
home.
fix one thing and
it
something else
is one thing. So individuals listening, any way you can give through a membership, minimal is $30. If you're hosting an event and need the archive facility, we'd love to have that.
Absolutely.
We will have a booth at the Holiday Magic.
Oh,
that's
good.
coming up, and high five. That's part of talk about history. Holiday Magic has been blessing cheer.
Absolutely.
My mom
and
helped
speaking
start
of history,
Yes.
if you do not leave the Holiday Magic show without a pumpkin roll,
or a cookie.
you're not doing it right. You shouldn't even come. You should stay home
She's
because
just
the pumpkin roll
amazing.
is amazing.
It's true. That's what it's all.
I don't even like pumpkins.
We have to
but
give
I
her a
love
shout
pumpkin
out,
roll.
Deborah Lucas. You have been blessing people for all my life with those the amazingness of pumpkin rolls and cookies. But Holiday Magic is the 18th and 19th. God bless them. They're just part of the history of celebrating holiday church. We'll have booths there. Donna Blake Birchall and Tyler May will be there signing
Awesome.
books. If you missed our Spooky Southwest event
they
and need
great
autographed
time.
copies of those books, we have them. You can call the museum and get more information. We'll ship books and just whatever we need to do.
Absolutely, yeah. And think about that, with the holidays around the corner.
Yeah.
Our website, every book and painting you purchase does help. Fix things like they keep breaking over at the museum house there.
Oh my goodness. We will
buy
have
an old house. It's a good idea, they said.
We will do a PSA soon. We're gonna do a fun drive-through of lights. We'll have more information about that. We're just confirming a couple of things and getting things in order before. Oh goodness! But you know what? We're better together.
Absolutely.
And goodness gracious, is our community good to support? Whether it's blood, whether it's giving, we're blessed to be in a community that really celebrates giving.
Yep.
And we always come together to do good for others.
Absolutely.
And I think, and something else, Mike, we haven't been on the radio to talk about. It's a very, very, very important project. Sergeant Fescus with the Roswell Police Department. It is Preserving Chihuahuita Project. If you need to know more about that project, I am telling you, and it's an amazing, very exciting project.
Is it like a rehab deal? Or
well, yes.
Okay.
And Sergeant Fescus is very passionate to celebrate the history of that area.
Okay.
And that's something, you know what, the Archives facility doesn't have a lot of photos and images of that area. So if your family legacy, those amazing family books that you keep in the family and then eventually somebody throws away, don't let that happen.
Well, maybe
Let's get those photos scanned in. If you have artifacts, if you need to know more about the Preserving Chihuahuita Project, you can call Sergeant Fescus to the Roswell Police Department, or just call the museum at 622-8333.
Okay.
And can get more information about how to get involved, including a cleanup that's going to happen
She's
very
one of the Neighborhood Watch.
Yes, she sure
RPD,
is.
So if you want to deal with Neighborhood Watch,
you better believe
she's the one you talk to.
And that's something else. She has really gotten a lot of groups together for Neighborhood Watch. So high five to her. She was with Leadership Roswell.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to call her a dear friend. But she's ready. She's ready to clean up Roswell and partner with Clean Up Roswell and get it all going and celebrating history and all these fun things. It's just a great connection to make for us to. But there is a cleanup coming the first weekend in November. So for more information,
it'd be cool if people do donate and find through their scrapbooks and archives, some of the old historical photos of that area, the Chihuahuita area, the life of that area. Maybe if we get enough of that, we can do a special display at the museum during the time. Hey, you hear about the Chihuahuita project?
Let me tell you.
Here's a little bit of
and we need to. And I know Sergeant Fescus will come on. There's a lot of people working on this project, and including John Mike. But let me give you a little vision of hers. There would be that that certain museum in Chihuahuita to celebrate all that.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, and with some neat signage and I think that's in all. But it's very, very exciting. And like I said, when we started looking at photos, we didn't have a lot of photos. It's amazing to me. A lot of times in our archives, you assume we'll have thousands of this and not as much. You never know.
Sure.
But we are as good as our givers, if you will. So we obtain information. So as a matter of fact, we're going to collect some fun maps and different things today about that area.
Okay.
So if individuals want to get more involved, call the museum. We'll link them up with Sergeant
Volunteers,
Fescus.
if you're a history buff and love digging and researching and are looking for a project, we just found one for you. And of course, we'd love to. And of course, if you want to learn more and use that to become maybe a member of the Historical Society.
Become a member.
That's
scholarships are coming up. We're going to be offering New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy scholarships. They're graduating in December, and then we'll have over $10,000 in scholarships for high school seniors.
Wow.
If they want to get involved now, there's a wonderful opportunity to volunteer.
Is this all still just the Hayes Trust, or is this bigger than Hayes now?
It's gotten bigger. For example, give a shout out to the Character Council and Chavez County Health Council. They immediately said, we're on board.
Oh, good.
And they're becoming scholarships. So let me be very clear. We will be offering New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy scholarships for the graduating cadets in December. And then in January or February, we will come out with all of our high school scholarships.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's not... encourage those high school kids to get involved today. And I'm still challenging schools to have history clubs. We bring the swag, we bring the food, we bring the presenters. Let's get these kids excited about history.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So reach out to your high school.
Yes, and have them call Amy Tejas at the museum, and we can basically, you know me, in the car will be everything they need to start a history club. We'll come to you.
There you go.
All you have to do is call.
And she'll show up.
And there's an author that will go to
present
right away. But we just want these kids to get involved and have fun. And we can.
Well,
it's a lot of fun.
Let's face it, we're grooming the next generation of people to keep the
right.
At some point, the people that serve at the Historical Society board and stuff, they're going to get too old to be doing this stuff and too tired of doing this stuff.
It'll be our kids.
And so we need those next generations to step up and start understanding and learning and getting involved now. That's a great thing. Like when we do our various events, whether it's one of our drive-through events or a blood drive or any or when the kids arts program do their events out there, any of those, we do have a stable of kids that are, teenage age that are helping and supporting as well, whether it's helping us with 50/50 tickets or helping us, load baskets of stuff
or
to
giving
somebody
tours or
giving tours. We have some great kids that are, and they're our future and they're the ones. So it makes me happy every time I see these 14-year-olds or 15-year-olds and they're out there.
They're getting excited,
helping out.
They're making us step it up.
Because
that's what you like. To
they're going to be the board presidents and the mayors and the city business owners.
The next Stephanie.
And the next one telling you, please donate blood.
That's right.
Absolutely, and that's what, and this is why everybody does what we do. I'm sure Stephanie and as the labor of love that is collecting blood and stuff, but all of it's just to get things ready for the next generation here, and
it's never
and
too late.
lives.
And I can't thank Stephanie enough. Her and I have known each other for years. I mean, our kids have gone to school together, but I'm so thankful she made the first call to get us involved, because it's one of those things. I don't have any answer why we haven't been doing it in the past, but let's not talk about why we haven't. Let's get going. And now we won't stop.
Better late than never sometimes.
As far as I'm concerned, with Roswell we're involved, we won't stop. So those are just legacies that we need to continue.
Absolutely. So next Tuesday, November 1st, from noon to 4 p.m., the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico is hosting a blood drive with Vitalent. The Bloodmobile will be there. There are still appointment slots available. You can call Amy McVeigh-Tejas directly, 575-915-4471. Is that your number?
Yeah, that's right.
I just started reading numbers.
That's
I was
right.
like, wait a minute, is that your number?
The 4471's my cell. The office number 622-8333.
That's why I was like, that number.
We'll make the magic happen to make them in as far as times and stuff. And then, all I do is call Stephanie. She'll make the magic happen. We'll make it all loaded.
Yeah, she's like,
she's got no problem.
You call that number, I call her, and then we call her. Or you can get on to look for the Historical Society's Facebook page, Vitalent's Facebook page, and look for the post that's got the QR code for those online here, and that way you just scan that with your phone. Matter of fact, if I do this right, some of you might be able to scan your phone right now.
Man,
and do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cover your head, Amy.
That's all right. Hey, that's more important. Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect.
But
just
maybe
like
if you can, scan that right now. But if not, go to our Facebook, and then you can scan
Instagram
that
and Facebook,
and get your appointment and all that good stuff there. Steph, is there anything that you wanted to mention that we didn't get a chance to talk about, or anything outside of this event that we want to?
No, I always say the same thing when you do this to me at the end is I like to say thank you to the donors. You know?
Well, the reason why.
And going to that young generation, we do need them to step up and donate blood.
Yeah.
Our older generation that donated religiously is leaving us.
So all those high school, when you go and try to get out of class in high school to donate blood, keep doing that after high school.
Yeah, it ain't a one-time deal. We do need them to step up and become more regular.
I just got goosebumps thinking about a kid that starts when they're 18.
Yeah.
And if they did that faithfully, the impact. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about our lady
20,
with
20 gallons here. They're going to be in that category.
Really could be amazing. So
absolutely.
And Amy's amazing. I need to add that too. I'm going to get my membership in just a minute. And then I'm going to do this and
But
this
you know
and
what
this
I love? I just remembered I love when they get the cords at graduation for giving blood.
Yeah.
They do that
now. It's a cool little token.
3 donations and they get a cord.
That's nice.
So I want to challenge all kids to get that cord.
And
imagine if all the kids got the cord.
And that's an amazing event to do that.
I would definitely need more staff and buses.
But I would
that's
love
an amazing event
to get
do
the
that.
cord. Yeah, and because we're always giving out the scholarships, and that is part of them getting
and it
corded,
raises awareness,
that's
because
amazing.
I'm sure parents and things like, why has that one got that cord
That's
there? And
right.
They donate
and
blood.
they hear the kids have and the parents haven't. So let the kids be the example to encourage
so
the
imagine
kids.
it does inspire some people,
or
the juniors saying, I'd like to have that for my walk.
Right,
I'm going to
sure.
donate. Yeah, absolutely.
Love that.
So what a great idea. Love that. I think they should do it in scouts and stuff too. Oh, you get a merit
all of
badge
that.
for it, or you get an extra
We need
ribbon or
to-
something like that.
But
I
we
think
need to
it's
put
great.
that challenge in all of our organizations.
Absolutely.
All of our organizations that Mike and I and everybody's involved with. If we challenge all of us to be blood donors, that'd be amazing. We need to do that.
Absolutely.
We have to step it up.
But if you can't make it Tuesday because you've already donated or just life is too hectic that day, please you can go to vitalent.org.
Yeah, they can always call me too. So if there's
Okay.
medical questions or things they're not sure about, please feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah. And she can
575-840-8178.
Yeah, and be sure to ask about the link and stuff. It's your first time donating and you want to kind of do the pre-registration and
Called the
answer
fast
all the
track.
questions.
We can take care of all of that.
Yeah.
Any questions at all. If you're
Absolutely.
not sure, give me a call. If you want to know a blood drive, I can help with that too.
Absolutely. And please understand, you are saving lives. Every time you show up there, spend half hour, 40 minutes, donating blood, eating cookies and tea or juice or whatever, and doing all that stuff. It really does save a life. It's I always say it's probably one of the easiest things you can do to help others that requires the least amount of work on your part. Like the work to benefit ratio is huge in donating blood, because really at the end of the day it's 30 minutes you sitting there relaxing while some blood drains out of you. Then you go on about your day, and that's just it. You saved a life. Where else can you tell me sitting around being comfortable for 45 minutes just save lives? I mean, that's in essence what you're doing here. So if you want to help people, but you're like kind of lazy,
perfect.
Donating blood is your jam.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I like it. That's awesome.
Good deal. And then again, of course, if any questions related to Historical Society, if you want to do a little shopping, some Peter Hurd prints or books, RoswellNMHistory.org, becoming a member, want to learn about
We have gift cards,
the archive facility.
and bring your loose change on Tuesday or anytime.
Yeah.
Collect that loose change. We can even pick it up. You can call the museum at 622-8333.
Yeah.
Collect the loose change. We'll pick it up.
Depends on how much you have. It will decide on which person because if it's just a little bit, then we can send Amy. But if it's like
Sweet Robin, if you're listening, one of our
It's
volunteers, Mike, she was loading it up.
Yeah.
She had picked stuff up, and it was a big
there's a reason why John LeMay works out, so he can pick up those heavy
There you
bottles.
go.
So-
If we need John LeMay to pick it up, I'm sure he'll be happy
That's right.
to.
He's
There you
sculpting his gun so he can pick up them heavy bottles. So very
That's
good.
right.
Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it. And we'll see you all next time.
We
Okay?
appreciate it.
All right. It is 9:52. Let's get you into news and a couple political ads. Sorry. 'Tis the season. We'll be back on the other side.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin with a traffic alert for Artesia residents. There are a couple of road closures coming up. First, construction north of 13th and Ritchie will close the southbound lane for pump station repairs. Another project involves Pecos Avenue and Commerce Road, which will go down to one lane on Pecos Avenue in order to fix large potholes. And a third project involves Phase 2 of the 20th Street Reconstruction Project, extending from south of Via Drive to West Mann Avenue. 20th Street will close to all traffic. Critics of the waste isolation pilot plant project near Carlsbad continue to warn of impending danger to residents of southeast New Mexico. Monday, a public forum was held by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Nuclear Waste Partnership, which manages the WIPP site. Residents said they were very concerned about a new plan to begin disposing of surplus plutonium near Carlsbad, with the shipments going through southeast New Mexico multiple times before they finally enter storage. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The Fetterman campaign blamed the debate disaster on the closed captioning. That's not where the problem was. The moderators have come out and said there was nothing wrong with the closed captioning. As a matter of fact, it worked perfectly. Media Democrats, they hid John Fetterman's unfitness for office. Never mind his radical positions, which to me, makes him ineligible for office. They're so over the top. But when you think about how the Democratic Party can't hit new lows, here comes a maneuver. They actively covered up the disqualifying medical impairment that John Fetterman has to get him into the Senate. It was only about winning. They didn't give a rat's ass about John Fetterman. They were using him the whole time, and they were happy to lie to the people of Pennsylvania in the process.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it,
That sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
In Matthew 19, Jesus says, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." At Country Club Road, we love kids. From the youngest to the oldest, we try to teach them about the love of Jesus and his saving grace that he offers each of them. The children are the future of our world and of our church. We want them to understand and appreciate what the love of Christ calls us to do. We want to set the example of how to share the love and grace of Christ to those around them through giving back. One way we do that is to give the children of Roswell a safe place to trick or treat. On Sunday, October 30th from 4 to 6 p.m., we will be hosting our normal trunk or treat in the church parking lot. We invite you to bring your kids and enjoy a time of fun and fellowship with us. Come meet our people and see what we're all about. We look forward to seeing your family there.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Hello, I'm Tara Mitcha, State Director for the National Rifle Association, letting you know that the NRA Political Victory Fund endorses State Representative Greg Nybert for re-election in House District 59. Greg has worked relentlessly to support our Second Amendment rights and to oppose legislation that restricts law-abiding gun owners. Progressive politicians in Santa Fe have an agenda that would erode our right to protect our families, our homes, and ourselves. Greg Nybert will vigorously oppose those who want to tread on our right to keep and bear arms and our precious liberty and freedom. He is a true friend of the Second Amendment and of our sporting heritage in New Mexico. Vote Greg Nybert, representative for House District 59.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer. Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And that's going to do it for us for today's show. If you missed any part, I invite you to go back and check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you will find everything you need there. Or you can go to the YouTube, look for Roswell's Talk FM on YouTube, or our Facebook wall. But you might have to do a little scroll in there. Just get on to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook and scroll down there. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. The U.S. economy grew at a 2.6 annual rate from July through September, snapping 2 straight quarters of contraction and overcoming high inflation and interest rates just as voting gets underway in midterm elections, in which the economy's health has emerged as a paramount issue. The Senate's Republican point man for the 2022 midterm says there's every indication his party will recapture both the House and Senate on Election Day.
I think it's going to be a good election night for us.
That prediction from Florida Senator Rick Scott, who heads up the National Republican Senatorial Committee. Scott says his optimism is based on early voting and the polls, and says there's especially good news for some GOP candidates in tight races or in states that normally lean Democrat.
It's a good year for us. We're going to have a better turnout. So if you're down a couple, you got a really good chance of winning.
Senator Rick Scott of Florida was